All right, boys, how we doing? How we doing? How's the music level? About to get started here. Hopefully get some people to drop any questions. I have a plan if we don't. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. How we all doing tonight? Oh. See if I can get this figured out here. All right. How we all doing, everyone? I am testing out some audio settings because I got a new audio setup that is my third night using, so I apologize. Please forgive me on any fucked up sound tonight. I have total control over individual mixes now. I've got the Go XLR setup, which is cool. I think a big area that I can improve on just as a YouTuber is just my sound. My sound always sucks, so I spent like an hour today trying to figure out this fucking microphone because all my videos now that I have a new mic, you can hear me breathing and it bothers the fuck out of me. So tonight is Gold Making Q&A, so bring your questions. There's no bad question. Even if I have a video on it, I can at least I can either deep dive into something that I may have missed. If you disagree with a take of mine, let's talk about it. I will say for this type of live stream, it is much easier to have a conversation if you guys are on Twitch, but YouTube's got like a 30-second delay, which kind of makes it hard. And Twitch is like instant. So it's actually the reason that I started going on Twitch. But if I don't get questions, yo, what's up, Ona Tarashi? If I don't get questions, I'll probably go into the either the Discord or the YouTube comments, and we'll start looking there. And then if that dries up, I'll probably just keep the stream open as people kind of trickle in, and I'll manage my. I've got a ton of stuff I need to do with my mailboxes. I need to like go and look up mail recovery, and that's kind of the plan for tonight. We'll go for, I don't know, maybe an hour, depending on how many people come and join, maybe more. But these podcasts are for you guys. It's, to let me kind of give you guys instant feedback. Okay, Kit Fade. Yo, I'm starting from scratch for the most part. Okay, I just bought my Epic mount. You're Epic flying, I'm assuming. But now I'm back to broke. Okay, yeah, so let me stop there. This is like the ultimate decision. Whenever you go to buy that Epic flying, you have to make that decision, right? You have to say, am I going to spend the 5K and hit the reset button and get Epic Flying now? Or do I keep using this 5K to make more money? I am a big fan of using that, but it sounds like you already spent it, which is fine. My only investments left are specifically consumes, gems, chance, or phase 2 gear. Almost no liquid to play with. Where do I start? What are your gathering professions? What are your professions in general? And like what alts do you have? If I had an alt near 70 that I haven't done quests on, I would probably do that. One, because it's fun. If not, it would depend on your professions, but like the easiest way to make money on a 70 is to go do quests. If you've already done all the quests on your current 70 that you just bought your Epic Flying on, you might consider, depending on your class, like a farm, whether that's prime or like if you have gathering, but you've kind of got to go back to basics is what I would say. Chanting tailoring. Okay, so if you've got chanting tailoring, I'm assuming those are the same people, Steve and Kit Fade, but if you have chanting tailoring, start doing the flips, like the low level flips. Yeah, that makes sense. Love it. So the thing about tailoring is, well, chanting, you have a couple options. If you're a tank class, you could go fucking reserve blues. That's what I would do. I would go tank a dungeon, reserve, like just do like two. Do like Hellfire Ramparts and Slave Pens. Try to do those every day. That's like Hellfire Ramparts with a normal group that you form, which is kind of a little bit of legwork, to be fair. But it's either that or you go farm shit in the open world. You also could just do it as a DPS, and a lot of times people don't give a shit, and so you might be able to make pretty good money like that. But each blue right now is 18 gold. If it were me, though, I would probably do that. I would make groups Let me actually think about this. Hold on one second. I would probably make my own groups, reserve the blues, and go from there. Because you're a disenchanter, you can make some serious cash doing that. Like 60 gold in 30 minutes. It's relatively effortless. You get the badges. If you don't want to do that, you could go farm primals. Like if you don't have a class that can easily form groups. And then once you get like a little bit of a nest egg, start doing like a nest egg, like 400 or 500 gold even. Or if you still have that, which it sounds like you do have some investments, you might consider selling. Well, what are they? Consumes. Like you might start looking at the consumes and trying to sell those. It's not a terrible time to sell consumes to like get the liquid gold to start doing more churn. So you're basically turning your investment into like a profession play. That could be useful. Yeah, great question though. That's what I do. Back to basics, get back to farming. It sucks, but that's kind of the choice that we use, or choice we make when we buy that 5,000 gold mount. Gustavo, welcome, sir. Good evening. With primals in a down low, what do you think it's good for farming right now? I still think primals is a good farm. They're not as good. I haven't done it, to be fair, because I don't farm. But, I mean, you can probably still make 100, 200 gold an hour. The thing about it, though, is like there's less people playing the game, so maybe you're fighting just bots. If you're fighting bots heavily, then you could, depending on your professions, Gustavo, what are your professions, I wonder? Because that would matter. Because you could do like gathering, you could run dungeons like Botanica if you have herbalism there. Like a Botanica run will, like a Botanica normal will take you like an hour, and if you're the only herbalist, you could make some serious cash there. Kit, definitely not a tank, but I have like 22 shards. I'm just holding on. Okay, so 22, that's 400 gold. You could start doing like the cloth shuffles. Like you form like mage weave. You make white bandit masks. You sell the dream dust. Those are. Let me hop on my tailor and see. Hold on. Let me close this. Okay, fuck off. Let me load up my tailor. Okay. Do I think it's worth to dump my shards? I do. I think it's worth it if you can start using that money to make money, right? The most that so like let's say you have 400 gold worth of shards, and if shards go up to like let's say 25 gold, they're at like 17, 18 right now, so you make 50%, you'll make 200 gold. How long would it take you to make 200 gold with that 400 right now? Probably not that long. But again, like you're at the levels where you should probably just go farm or do quests. Like you can make 200 gold in an hour of level 70 quests. Onatrashi, I wanted to drop herb for engineering on my rogue. I need to get rid of this stuff right now. 1 second, Onatrashi. I want to drop herb for engineering on my rogue for the Water rating. Okay, I like that. What phase do you think in TBC will leveling engineering be the cheapest to level? Probably right now. Maybe at the end of phase 2. The reason I say that is like right now there's no good reason to be engineering other than like sucking clouds and being ready for the, and like sappers and iron grenades and all the like boots and all the other fun trinkety shit that engineering has. But you don't get a gear piece until phase 2 that's like really good, where you get the goggles. I could see some people maybe swapping to engineering, but they're probably already engineering. Right now there's like a sentiment of this game is dead, leave the game. People are going to hardcore, like, so, but we just had a bunch of supply from phase 1, so I think supply is going to start dwindling, and that will cause some prices to go up, plus inflation. Like, but I don't think there's gonna be a bad time between now, to be fair. I don't think there's gonna be a bad time to switch to engineering from now until Wrath. Maybe like the last month or two, people start going crazy for Wrath, because literally everyone's gonna switch to engineering. There's not a better profession than engineering in Wrath. Like you have it, that is mandatory as far as like serious raiders are concerned. Your main is a level 62 pally tank with enchanting. I should ramps for shards, like you say. Or I think you say, should you ramp? Yeah, so levels, I mean, if you're not level 70, just do quests or do dungeons to get level 70. The amount of gold you can make at level 70 is far and away better than what you can make at any other level. Like, don't even worry about making gold when you're level 62. Just go get to level 70. That'd be like your main priority. Gustavo, thinking about leveling herbalism, alchemy, and my alt. Okay, and you had, did you have an, let me see. So here's my take on herbalism alchemy. You don't need herbalism to make a lot of money with alchemist. You're actually probably going to make less money if you're out there herbing, because you could just go, well, I don't want to say less money, but like you're not going to make that much more money. You want to have, like, if you're a true gold maker, you want to have two like crafting professions, because you can let the bots and the other people that are poor go craft for you. I mean, not craft, go gather for you, and then you buy them, and then you take a profit margin. So this is like the main way that I make money. You just sit in town, craft a bunch of shit for a profit. And then like with TBC, you kind of have to go farm nethers, but like even then, let's say you had, I don't know, leatherworking alchemy, or which is leatherworking is only good for leg enchants, but like something you use primals, right? Alchemy doesn't use any primal nethers. So you could consider doing herb alchemy, and alchemy is also really cheap to level too. Oh, hold on, my stupid camera just tracked me. Stupid bitch. Okay, there we go. Just consider that. Like, you can use herbalism to get to level 375, but you're probably better off going and doing quests, using that quest gold to get alchemy to 375, or whatever it is, 350 maybe. What is max? Yeah, 375. And then go from there. Lion, welcome in, sir. Welcome in. Should I keep trying to do haste potion churn, or wait until the market settles down after phase 2? Yeah, so let's look into that. I've been selling haste potions, for the record. I've been buying Nether Bloom when I can, which I've been selling slightly more haste potions than I've been buying Nether Bloom. But I think it's not a bad time to sell haste potions. Okay, so right now, so earlier today, haste potions were selling for, I'm sorry, this number was like 1.2, I think 1.3. Granted, like we're at like peak hours, so all of these mats are high. Holy fuck, Nether Bloom is at 768 right now. What the fuck? Hold on, boys. Let me go check this one out. Because that's fucking wild. Also, cheers. Cheers, boys. Cheers. Unless you don't drink, in which case, cheers your water. Unless you don't drink water, and then cheers your whatever the fuck you drink. But cheers, boys. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining the stream and asking questions. Okay, so Netherbloom is fucking 768. This is wild. Earlier today, this was at like 6, I want to say. What did I buy it at earlier today? I didn't buy a ton. Please, maybe I bought on the other account. No, 8 hours ago. So I was buying this at 6 gold earlier today. I didn't buy a ton. I bought like basically 100-ish, a little less. Did I buy it on my other account? Do I have a shitload of gold somewhere? I must have a shitload of gold somewhere. Hold on. Oh wait, never mind. I know where I spent it all. Oh man, I might have a ton of gold in my inventory right now. Anyways, no, I don't think that you should stop trying to do the haste potion churn. I think you need to be even more cautious about when you buy your stuff. Jesus Christ. That would be my recommendation. Also, I gotta show you guys this. So I crafted a bunch of these. Look at this. That's what we call motion. Look at all those procs. That's how you make money. I happen to be Elixir Master right now, but no, I might actually go swap to Potion Master. Anyways, Lion, I hope that helps. I would not stop making haze potions. I would just keep making them when it's advantageous. Because like right now, you could be making full profit on your procs. Kit. Okay. Oh, just for some data, I'm Dream Scythe, and I bought into Fill Armaments. Had like 40 purchase for sub 8. Sold all in 1 hour window of price spike to 14 gold. Anyways, thank you for the good advice on how to restart. Nice. Yeah, flips are great. You just have to kind of have to know what you're doing. You can't hold for too long, and sometimes you'll lose your ass. But the hope is that you've already made enough money by not losing your ass. You know, so like, I wish I could show you guys when I made a ton of money flipping just one item, which was encrypted Twilight text, which I might start trying to do. Excuse me. Let me look at that real quick, actually. Yeah, see, still 1,600 of these sell a day. Like, that's fucking wild. I might start trying to flip these. This guy used to sell, I think this guy's a druid. Who? Adolphin. But these are highly flippable for the same reason. Okay, let me get back here. Can I start banking away stuff to level inscription? Yeah, I mean, is my fucking camera? Okay, there we go. Stupid camera. Yeah, I mean, inscription is going to make a ton of gold. That's going to be one of the things that I have on my gold maker is inscription. Those cards of greatness do so well. But the thing about inscription, you need a nest egg to get started with it. Just like you need like a pretty sizable nest egg, because the gold maker there is cards of greatness, Darkmoon card greatness. And yeah, I think you could, I don't know if there'll be leveling kits. I'll have to look into that because I don't know. In fact, let's look at it right now. That's kind of the whole point. I will get to all the questions. Just give me a second. Okay, let's look at Wrath of the Lich King inscription leveling guide. So what we're looking for in leveling guides is one type of herb that is needed for a fuck ton, right? So if it said like you need a ton of whatever type of pigment or something, and it's probably going to be in like this middle range because nobody's there already. And I'm just kind of going off my knowledge of the game. Like, Mage Roll is really cheap. Strangleculp is kind of expensive. Briarthorn's kind of expensive relative to the other ones. Bruiseweed's really cheap, and Swift Thistle's really, really cheap. Thanks, Big Pumpa, for the follow. Also, by the way, YouTubers, I love you guys so greatly. If you can take 5 minutes to go drop a follow on Twitch, I will love you forever and ever. I'm trying to build that Twitch following because it is easier to have a conversation on Twitch. But for inscription, like Grave Moss, Wild Steel Bloom, King's Blood. King's Blood might be. Let's look at this. Yeah, that's still really cheap. So people will go to that. Thank you, Cat Muffin. Thank you, sir. And then Life Root's probably pretty cheap. Winter's Bite, Fayleaf, Khadgar's Whisker. Let's look at Khadgar's Whisker. Khadgar. This one might be worth investing in. Because what's going to happen, they're going to get to this phase. Let's see how much indigo pigment they need. Is there like a list somewhere of mats? Hold on. Let's go to a different... Let's go to this site. Okay, here we go. So it looks like this realm is what you need the most of. Arthas Tears, Blindweed, Firebloom. Purple Lotus? How much Purple Lotus is there? LeBron Gems, thank you for that follow, sir. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so this is what I would invest in. This right here, this group. Arthas Tears is already expensive relative to where it was before because people are using Gift of Arthas. All the tanks are using it, right? I don't want to say all the tanks. A lot of tanks are using it. Blindweed, I think is used on lips, so this might be cheap now. Okay, this one will get bought. So maybe I would actually probably invest in this one, not what did I say before? Purple Lotus. Let's keep looking here though. Fire Bloom is used for the caster. God, what's it called? The weapon oil. So this is probably going to keep getting used up. It's not. You're looking for the cheapest one because that's what inscription people are going to do. They're gonna buy the cheapest herb, and then they're going to buy a shitload of it to then mill into what they need. So, you could consider. Looks like blindweed. Let's keep looking here. Ghost mushroom is going to be really expensive, even if it's not right now. I don't ever talk about this on the channel, but demon slaying is used for Black Temple. Expect it to be kind of crazy. Ghost mushroom is used for that. Grom's blood is the other one that's part of that demon slaying. So I expect for these to go up. I don't think they're going to go crazy because they're already pretty expensive, and people have known about TBC a lot this time, so they've had a shitload of time to prepare. What was the last one? Sungrass. I think Sungrass was pretty expensive in vanilla. Let's see what it is now. So yeah, so Sungrass and blindweed. If I wanted to invest in inscription, I would load the boat on these guys because they're gonna need a ton of this. People are gonna go when they level inscription. They're gonna look at Arthas Tears and like, well, this is already 2 gold. They're gonna look at blindweed and they're gonna be like, oh, this is 20 silver right now. Perfect. I'll buy it. And it'll get bought up to like 2 gold or whatever the lowest of all these is. Anyways, I've shown you what I would do to find the investment. That's what I would do if I wanted to invest in inscription. And I will probably do this myself as well. Well, maybe not because I'm trying to give away all my gold at the end. But if I weren't going to give away all my gold at the end, because I'm going to have to liquidate right at the end of TBC. If I weren't going to give away all my gold at the end of TBC, I would be investing in this for sure. This and aquamarines. Okay, let me catch up on chat here. Is Alk and JC going to be the best combination for gold making going into phase 2? I don't know, Rivalry. Also, welcome. JC's been a kind of a, for me, and I see Bend a lot in the chat down there. JC for me has not been a very great moneymaker. It was the first like couple weeks, but I think that there's just so much botted adamantite ore that it's really hard to make money with JC right now. Now, in beginning of phase 2, we get all these we get all these tokens that are brought forward, extra loot, easier boss fights. So I think it could have a resurgence, especially if Blizzard did a ban wave, which we talked about yesterday. Otherwise, though, I think it's gonna be challenging. Alchemy for sure. Alchemy's it always is the best, except for maybe Inscription. It always is the best gold maker. Well, actually, jewel crafting in Wrath is really fucking good too, because of the Serenite Shuffle. Bendelot, welcome, sir. Welcome back. Big up, leveling 2 mage to have 2 specs on alchemy. Fuck yeah, I love that. Big up, welcome. Deadly Haze, welcome in, sir. Is it bad process to buy master alchemy crafts that you plan to hold on to for phase 2 gains? No, not at all. That's what I do. That's pretty much if the sale cost is below the craft cost. No. So most of the time, this is a great question, by the way. Most of the time, now that they have, hold on, let me choose a different. Hold on, please. This music is not with my vibe at the moment. Okay. Okay. Big Pumpa, thank you for the sub on YouTube, sir. So Deadly, what you're trying to do, so my rule of thumb is 10%. If I can craft something for and have it like make up 10% of the cost, this is like my general rule of thumb. Sometimes you can't do this, but it's a good gauge of where your profit's going to be. So for example, Haste Potion right now it costs 11 gold, 60 silver to craft, and it sells for 940. So the way that TSM does this math is it says 1160 to craft. You sell it for 940. So it does 9.4 times 0.95. I'm sorry, times yeah, it takes a 5% cut. And it says, okay, you're going to get returned 8 gold and 93 silver. And then it takes that crafting cost and it subtracts the crafting cost, which is 11.6 gold. We're in gold the whole time. And it says, okay, you're going to lose 2 gold, 67 silver. I rounded up. That's the difference here. So it says 268. You're going to lose 268 per craft. If this number is less than 20% and you craft a shitload of potions, like, you know, hundreds of potions, so that you remove any kind of deviation, you're just pure averages at that point. For potions in TBC, you make about 20% extra on the procs. It doesn't matter if it's 2, 3, 4, 5 procs. Like if you craft 500 potions, you'll probably get 600 out of it because, you know, 500 times 1.2 should be 600. So it doesn't matter that you lose it per craft because you're going to make it up more than what you lost, is what I'm trying to say. Now, what that does is you can't think of it per potion. You have to think of it per batch. Like just like you're a factory. I make 500 potions. I sell 600. I make 50 gold on that batch, right? And generally, this number is somewhere between like 10 to 15%. Like right now, it's not. What is, so 2.6 over... what is that? 11.6? Is that math right? So it's a little over 22%. So I would not craft haste potion. I would not buy Nether Bloom and Terracone off the auction house and then craft these and try to sell them. I'll lose money. But if you don't buy at prime time, like right now, I mean it's literally 9 p.m. midnight on the East Coast. You know, if you're not buying it this time, chances are you can make money, and then if you sell it this time, then you change that 15% cost down to like, you know, you're making like 10% cost or whatever. So and then you're making that extra, like basically 50 haste potions worth in this example worth of profit. I hope that makes sense. I have a YouTube video on it. If it doesn't, if you just search like alchemy, and if you've watched it, let's talk a little bit more. Flame caps was so big for Wrath. Do you remember why, Big Pumpa? I don't remember why they were. Everyone said they were, but I was an Affliction Warlock, and I don't remember ever using a flame cap. And even when I played Demo, like, what class would use the flame caps? Or do they just use... Right now, I think people use flame caps before they use a sapper, right? Arthur's tier was 2 to 3 silver. Yeah, it's because nobody used them because you already had a million other consumes that you could use. Okay, let me get caught up here. I am way behind. I do apologize. I will get to all the questions, I do promise. What do you think mana pots will rise to? A month ago, I would have said 3 gold. Right now, I think... What are super mana potions right now? $186. I still think 3 gold is within the realm of possibilities. But I don't know. I don't want to sound like a fortune teller and like try to choose an exact cost. I think that they go up by at least 30% and as much as double. But I've heard from people doing the PTR tonight that the content is falling over. But you have to remember, the people that do PTR are like the ultra sweats, so like maybe not. Just something to consider. Chat, Dealy knows sometimes you lose money, but if you don't take the risk, you won't eat biscuits. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a fair, like, sometimes you do lose money, especially on, like, jewel crafting is one of those. But you just have to keep at it. And that's why, like, having that nest egg that I talk about in, like, the how to become unpoor, you have to do the grind to get, like, the first 2,000 to 3,000 gold to let you kind of weather those challenges. Because it sucks when you do a profitable thing, or like when you're trying to make profit and you lose a gold. But like with crafting in TBC especially, like a lot of the times there's not a great way to like minimize those jewel crafting issues. You can like craft, you can use the adamantite powder to make some gold back with prismatic shards if you have an enchanter, like kind of do a little bit of a shuffle like we would do in Wrath normally. But I think, yeah, I think jewel crafting right now, because of the bots mining the fuck, I showed this on stream yesterday. If I do /who Steam Vault Rogue, this is why jewel crafting is fucking hard right now. Look at all these bots, right? Like that's at least, I mean, this is, I wish I could search by ungilded. I don't know how. Suppose you can do like /G or something, or but like there's a fuck ton of bots that are in, and that's not even including the normal players, right? So I just like, they're mining, they're pickpocketing. Every time you mine, you have a chance of getting a gem. Every time you pickpocket, you have a chance of getting a box that could have a gem. Like there's not only flooded gems in from that, but there's flooded ore. Give me 1 second, boys. Need something a little different. I'm trying to work on, I was talking about this last night, but I'm trying to figure out how to do music. Looks like gems are directly pickpocketed. Is that true? I thought they were in the gem boxes. I'm not a rogue, so I believe you. Okay, we're gonna try this one. Something a little bit more relaxing. Okay. Is this even playing? Hold on. Dump more on scrolls. I bought a ton of I don't say a ton. I bought many agility. Let's see if it's on this account. It was not on this account. She was on this account. Oh wait, this is my ledger. So you can see this week I bought, let's do last 7 days, about 166 scrolls, about 1,000 gold worth. Not terrible. But yeah, I think scrolls is one of the leftover. I think dark runes is another one. In fact, I need to pedal while I'm thinking about this. I need to be pedaling my vengeance wrap that I need to sell. I'm kind of surprised that all of my flasks sold. I might try to do another batch. In fact, let me look at what mana thistle is. Give me 1 second, boys. I gotta figure this out. Could craft more of these bad boys. I'm gonna wait on that. Okay, great way. Wait, hold on. They don't share cooldown with potions. What are we talking about there? I think you're talking about scrolls. Yeah, and that's, I think you can definitely use scrolls and potions. That's like the whole point. I think it depends on which potions specifically, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. There's a bug with warrior deep wounds or something, but they fixed it. Fenzog, welcome. I don't know if there was or not. You're gonna make 5K is AoE level up, fresh mage, and do all quests now one. Yeah, agreed. A great way to make gold in TBC if you have time. Like this, I'm a dad, right? I work a full-time job. I'm a dad. I have a family. I have a beautiful wife, beautiful family, and I play this game as a hobby. Even though some people, flame me in the comments for not. It takes a lot of time to level a character to level 70. Even if you boost it to level 58, like it's gonna take you at least like a week or two. Mage is a little bit easier because you can get good groups. But I agree. Once you're 70, like I think somebody had the stats one time in stream. It's like 1,600 gold for like Netherstorm and Shadow and Valley. And then I don't know how much the other ones are worth, but I think it's about 5 to 6K total. Gems are directly pickpocketed, not unboxed. Oh yeah. Okay. LeBron James, I love that. You convinced me to drop herb and go big boy alchemy on one of my guys. Fuck yeah, man. So the problem with, I have to caution people because you have to have a little bit more money now to go haste potions, right? You can still make good money with alchemy no matter what. You can always make good money with alchemy because literally every fucking potion is like in today's, like you can make elixir of mage blood and all of these profits are fucked, but just take it on my word, on word that most of these you can craft and be profitable if you buy in the morning and you sell in the evening. But if you look at like there's 400 of these things sold per day, like that's a shitload. Elixir of healing power 800. Demon slaying probably not a ton, 126 because there's only 2 bosses. Blinding light 56, pure death 114. The reason people don't use blinding lights is because it's too expensive. Pure death 114, relentless assault 190. This is why I sell relentless assault, because you can sell a lot more of them. Like all of these even destruction potion, which is really expensive, there's 950 sold per day. Haste potion 634. All of these numbers will skyrocket at the next phase. And so to answer the question like potion or elixir, I don't think it really matters. If you do potion, you focus on like you would focus on like maybe selling, well, Superman would be the main one that I would craft. And like right now this is profitable, right? And 2,000 of these fucking things sell a day. So even if I were to buy right now, I could still make money with these because again, 10% is 20 silver. I can craft these even after the auction house cut. I can craft these for 16 silver loss. This is phenomenal returns. And you're gonna, there's probably a lot that are crafted, but a shitload sell. So this is like you just post it on the auction house for 24 hours and most of them will probably sell. And what that lets you do then when you craft, like if you're a potion master and you craft super mana, you can either do this until you can afford the haste potion or destruction potion, which these are very expensive. Let's look. In fact, I could probably do it in here. Alchemy potions. So destruction is 600 and haste potion is 866. So then your math becomes how many crafts, how many procs, or how many batches would I need to do to make this money back and then be profitable? Haste potion, I bought 8 weeks ago, whenever the game started, for 500 gold, and destruction I bought for actually I think, are they both on there? As you can see, I bought 550 for it. I just pointed at my screen like a fucking moron. And then destruction potion I paid 250 for. So these have gone up a lot, but like how many batches would you need to do? And you would do that math that we talked about where you figure out like the profit per batch or the profit per craft, and then you see like how many you need to craft to get your money back. But that's what I mean by you need a bigger nest egg to get into like the haste potion and destruction potion. Whereas with elixirs, you can just basically craft any elixir. Like the good ones are super mana potion is really good to sell in the auction house. Mad alchemist potion, like right now you can't do it because it looks like Ragveil just got reset, but a lot of the times these you can just craft for free and vendor them. You can craft them and vendor them. The procs will pay for everything with you just vending. You'll make money because Ragveil, if you look, the market value is 37 silver. You need 2 of these and a crystal vial, which is 25 silver. So what is that? 25 plus 37 times 2 is like 70, plus 25 is 1 gold. And you can vendor these to the vendor for 70 silver, so you're losing 0.3. I mean, you're not making a ton, you're not making any gold at these rates. In fact, are crystal vials actually that expensive? I don't think they are they? 25 silver seems a lot. Let me check. I'm second guessing myself now. Why the fuck don't I have a crystal vial on here? That's weird. You might not be able to do this anymore, but you're not going to lose that much. And then you can. What I'm trying to get at is you can craft a shitload of these for basically free, and then you can unlock the flasks because the flasks are all discovered, which is the hard part. With the exception of Supreme Power, you can buy if you're exalted. Okay, let me get back into long-winded answer. Doesn't really matter if you go potion or elixir. You just need to craft. Oh, hold on, let me finish that. So it's super mana potion, mad alchemist. If you're that you can use to like unlock the flasks. If you're an elixir master, it's healing power. You can almost always make money with this thing, and a shitload of them sell, and you can post them in stacks to 20. It's really easy. The other one you can do is, hold on, let me think about this. I think it's these adepts elixir because, oh no, not that. Hold on. Did I have it up here? These ones, these greater arcane elixirs. These are used by tank paladins right now that use like this and Arthas. So you can craft these ones and it'll take you a little bit longer to sell them, but you can sell them. And I'll just, let me double check that. So if I bring this over here, go into Wowhead, Prop Pally, consumables and buffs. There it is. Like their number one consumable is like Greater Arcane. And then if they don't use that, they can use Flask of Blinding Light. But that's why you could craft this and make it like you can actually make money doing this. And you can make a shitload of them and then you can sell them. So it doesn't really matter. If you do potions, you just do the Mad Alchemist or Super Mana until you can either discover or until you can afford the haste. Okay, let me catch up. I have about 1,500 liquid at the moment. I made flipping. Nice, grats. And feels less exciting now to make another 100 and 200 gold. Yeah, so this is why in my gold making tier list, the best gold making method is the one you can do forever. That's why I mine is doing professions and flipping and investing. Like I do a little bit of each because otherwise I get bored. So like if you've made 1,500 gold flipping, take a break, do professions for a little bit, go quest. Like I was questing last week. I never fucking quest, but I was questing on my hunter because I was like, I kind of want to just go do something. My gold making farm this week has been vengeance wraps, which reminds me I need to be spamming this shit because I need to sell this fucking thing. Oh. I might have sold it. But like that's what I encourage. If you get bored of flipping, go do something else. There's no wrong answer. The best, all these guys that have, oh, it just fucking timed out. God damn it. Okay, we need to figure out what this is going to sell for. I've been selling them at 950 in trade. So I'm going to sell these now for 900. And I'll just put cheaper than AH. Okay. But yeah, like if the second with gold making that you feel a burnout, just switch. All you can switch between the costs. Oh yeah. So Bendelot's saying for LeBron, if you switch, you can go to, it's 150 gold. You go to the profession master that you are, you can switch from elixir to potion, from potion to elixir, or you can always go lose money for lose money with whatever it's called. Transmutation. 900 gold. Okay. About 970. Nice, Maelstrom. Did you buy 4s or 5s? I'm curious. Fenzog flame cap talk. So I kind of did talk about flame caps. I don't know what people use them for other than sappers. I don't see them going crazy. But I know that a lot of people talk about them, but I don't have any data points, and I can't come up with a class that would use them. Mages are all, like maybe fire mages at the end, but like Warlocks don't do incinerate build. You can, I know that you can. It's not terrible in phase 1, but I think all of them are. That's what I thought, Fenzog. I thought it was 5 silver, but I don't think that they're used by anyone, so I don't know who is using them. In fact, let's look at that real quick. Flame cap. $542 are sold a day. Like, I don't know why people are using these on other than sappers, but fire spell damage. Who's casting fire spells? All the mages are arcane. All the warlocks are shadow bolt. Maybe it's just the engineers. I don't know. What I do know is that in TBC last time, or Wrath last time, I think they were like 20 gold a piece. But I don't think very many people bought them, is the thing. Like, the volume was really low. Oh my gosh. Geyserfla? Geyserfla? I do apologize for fucking up your name. Can you explain the churn more in depth when the market is showing signs to sell? Specifically haste potions. If you purchase a ton of nether bloom for cheap. Yeah, so we are now, when the market is showing signs to sell, like to sell your investments. So because of the nature of people, they can't be online in the morning. So you can like a lot of people will log on in the morning before work real quick, and they'll just do a quick check and they'll buy. Or like if you're East Coast, when you get home from work, check. Or, you know, on your day off, check. Or like, it doesn't matter if it's Saturday or Sunday. It's just like the mornings are almost always cheaper than the evenings, which makes sense. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It literally takes like 5 minutes, log onto your character, which you plant at the auction house, and you just look at it. And if your character is out doing stuff all the time, just bring a level 1 alt into Org or Stormwind, and then just park there with a bunch of gold and wait. You will make money doing it this way. When the market is showing signs for selling haste potions, like right now, it's actually easier to make gold because you don't lose money on deposit costs. It's like everything you post will sell. Obviously, like within reason, but that's what I would do. When I'm talking about the churn, like right now, I post haste potions, and then I check nether bloom like several times a day. And sometimes I even post nether bloom because like right now I know I can get it cheaper than this tomorrow morning. So I could post here, and it's like a little, I'm not intentionally flipping, but I can post it like depending on what is the stack of this post for? 60 silver. Like it kind of is a little bit sketchy there, because then I just lowered the cost of each of these I increased the price that I paid for each of these by 3 silver, right? 60 divided by 20. But the chances that I sell and make that 20 silver back is pretty high. I'm probably going to go craft haste potions, but same thing with like Terracone or any of your herbs that you might have. The way that I do alchemy, and I talk about this in the alchemy video, like right now I'm an elixir master. I'm still accruing potion mats, and then when I swap into potion master, I'll make a shitload of potions, and I'll churn the potions while I acquire cheap elixir mats, like cheap mana thistle, cheap whatever. I've been an elixir master for quite a while because, like I said earlier, I haven't been trying to make money with alchemy because, again, I get bored of stuff. So my money maker has been lately, I sell most of them by trade. I don't even know if I show them, but wait, revenue. You can see I've sold 6 vengeance wraps, and I've sold more than this, but I sold like 4 yesterday, or no, I sold 3 yesterday and 1 today. I have another one on me. So like the problem is when I do trade chat, it pops a little thing and it says like, do you want to record this? And half the time I'm just mindlessly click it. But that's just what I would say on the churn. Okay, Night Slayer places Maelstrom so insane low compared to, wow. Well, like that might be current, but I would be curious what the market value is. Maybe you can tell me what the market value is on haste potion, because haste potion recipe, I don't know why I did that. its market value average 800. Benelot says elixir, healing power, the armor one, agility, demon slaying, and wisdom. Oh yeah, demon slaying is another one you could do, but you're not gonna sell. I mean, you can sell it. So yeah, like right now, classes that use demon slaying might use a major agility for like when they use elixirs, and then same thing with healers. Healers use like they can use draining wisdom. Like I think druids can use draining wisdom for the spirit. Probably priests can as well, but I think they use healing power and wisdom is like their combo. Let me double check that here. So this should be a battle elixir, and then Drainic is, I think, Guardian, yeah. So that's why they sell. Because there's no healer good, like, flask. I rotate in some enchanting and some moat farming because I enjoy the world PvP. Fuck yeah, I love hearing that. I can't stress enough, guys. Like, just do whatever gold making method you find enjoyable. Like, I don't like to farm. I don't like to herb most of the time. I don't like to mine. Some people find it like soothing. Great, go do it. Like you can make decent money doing all of it. The scrolls about were 50, 50, 4, and 5 edge strength. Okay, perfect. I like that. I like that strategy, like kind of divvying it up and just buying the cheap what you can buy. Depends, like someone mentioned Wrath and Warriors used to do flame caps to proc deep wounds or something like that. I was fixed eventually. Oh, that's what you were saying earlier, Fenzug, about the deep wounds. I see. Okay. Enhanced shamans use flame cap. Okay, that makes sense, Lion. That makes a lot of sense. Is Vengeance Trap flipping good? Like Matt's ask a crafter to buy them and then flip for like 150 gold. I haven't tried that Maelstrom. I'm gonna start asking people how much they want for their nether, because if they want 50 gold you could sell it for easily, like right now you can see I sell these for like 200 gold profit right now, and not so much because this is high, because the primals and the shadowcloth are high. You can almost always get shadowcloth for like 46 gold nowadays. I don't buy a lot of it because I have tailors that I craft it, but let's see here, how much shadowcloth have I bought in the last, not a ton. It's like 46, 44, 45, 51. I feel like I've bought way more. Let me check on this guy. Did I buy it on this guy and send it over? Sales. Have I sold any on this guy? I really want to know where my... Okay, there's another 5 from 8 days ago. So then that begs the question, how much shadowcloth did I buy on this guy? 45, like 46. Yeah. So you can get it for a lot cheaper. But yeah, the flip on Vengeance Wrap is about 200 gold. This is such a cool shield. Love that shield. I think this guy knows I'm stalking him. Pretty cool. Is there a flaw that God, thanks for all you do for the community? Yeah, of course, man. I don't even think about it that way. I have a lot of fun helping people and teaching people. I'm not gonna lie, getting flamed in the comments for doing stuff is kind of demoralizing sometimes, but I don't let it get to me. Obviously, I've got pretty thick skin. I think it's comical most of the time. Yep, I agree, Ben, a lot. Don't buy your herbs at the end of it. Phantom Ninja, welcome in, sir. Welcome in. Average is 50 gold when it's high time. I'm on West Coast, but basically charge 30% more. That's for another. Okay, McMafro, welcome in, welcome in. I've been farming. Okay, yeah, another. Okay, got it. I've been farming mana tombs on a rogue, and I got pretty good at it. Fuck yeah. What gold per hour are you getting? I'm curious, because I don't think we've had anyone that. I take that back. I think we have one person, but I've heard some of these guides on YouTube are like, you can make 500 gold an hour, and like, anytime someone says an obscene amount of gold, I'm always like, what are you talking about? If I leave Shattrath and then I come back to Shattrath, what is the actual gold per hour? Because for me, that's what I care about. or org, you know. But you said you've been doing mana tombs. I find it pretty enjoyable. Got kind of upset at one creator, can't remember their name, that said everyone farming it is a bot. I've said there's a lot of bots. I've also said that there's not, but like Steam Vaults, I'll show you. This is the second time I've shown this today. So, I think all of these ungilded rogues, I think the large majority of them are bots. And then all of these gilded people, I think many of them are bots that are in random guilds. Let's look at this adults guild. Adults. Okay, that's fine. I don't think it's bad. Let's go back to Rogue Steam Vault. Wish I could remember the name of the bot guild that I found. All JB bro. Let's look at this one. Oops. Okay, this could be coincidence. Probably is. This is probably a legit guild. If this is your guild, I do apologize. But when I see 3 rogues all in Steam Vaults, there's 29 people online. 3 rogues are in Steam Vaults. 2 mages are in Shadow Labyrinth. There's a fuck ton of mages in this guild. And there's a fuck ton of rogues. What kind of guild has a shitload of rogues and mages? I don't know. It looks a little bit suspicious to me. But this is probably like a totally normal guild. You can find them though if you do like that kind of like fact-finding mission there. Okay, another shameless plug. If you guys are on YouTube and you don't mind switching over to Twitch just for 5 seconds to drop a follow, it would greatly help me. Trying to build the Twitch following, and you guys can help me with that. If not, no big deal. The benefit of Twitch is it's instant comms. And if I stopped running my fucking mouth, I could keep up. I sell Quacks daily and can usually get another buyer for 150 gold. Yeah, so I tried to pay 80 gold and the guy raged out. And then I paid 40. What did I pay? I think it was like 40 gold, 45 gold. Trade log. Yeah, I paid 45 gold for another. Thank you, Pfizer. Thank you, Sinus May. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Okay. What are your thoughts on Dark Runes right now? If Blizzard is going to reimplement the boosting loot nerf, and if Skolo is considered a high-level dungeon, which would drive the supply? Which is considered a high-level dungeon, which would drive the supply? Oh, of Dark Runes down. Yeah, no. So if they do that, and I've brought this up, I think once before. If they ban, I think so. Let me back up. When they did that nerf, people were saying that the Dark Rune farm was not affected. The experience was, but the Dark Runes were not. If they reinstate that ban or that boost, anti-boost mechanic, Dark Runes will go up in one of 2 ways. People will either rush to go buy them all, and you can capitalize on that. Or we pretty much have to wait till phase 3 now with Dark Runes. I think that they do go up in phase 2, and more to follow on like what happens. But we're going to get a post-nerf phase 2, so I think a lot of the bosses will fall down. And Dark Runes are kind of like a parsing thing, right? So you need them for extra mana. Like it's like a second mana pot, like a second shitty mana pot. And I think that, well, one, mages don't use them because they share cooldown with the mana gem or whatever. But every other class with mana can use them. The question that we have to ask ourselves now is how many dark runes are going to get used, because they are still farmed, right? Like they're still pretty heavily farmed. If I do /who, come on. Okay. So there's 28 people in here, mostly mages. This is where we should look for the bot guilds, by the way. Ungilded mages, these are all bots. These people are probably normal people farming gold, but there's not a ton of people farming them, but there are still people farming them. The question is, are they farming more or less than the amount of dark runes that are going to be needed for phase 2? Right now, it's like, I don't think they're going to go up a ton, but they will. I think they are used more now than they are used more in 2 or 3 weeks than they are used now. And that is why I think it's a decent investment, but I don't think it's going to be as good as like other ones. To put it in perspective, I think I have, let me see my ledger. That should be accurate on that one. I have probably somewhere around 300 if I had to guess. Probably have some on this account. Maybe not. Hold, please. Hold, please. Thought I had some on this guy. Maybe not. Guess not. So I have about 220. I hope that helps. I don't think they're a great investment, but I think they're one of the few investments left that haven't gone up. I was seeing Mana Tomb Farm was probably an average of like 200 gold, 250 gold per hour. That, I mean, that's fucking good, right? Steam Ball's much better than Mana Tombs. Rogue is a bit more skill and intention than Mana Tombs. Mana Tombs is Netflix chill and farm. So I think Mana Tombs is just like, there's a couple of chests, but mostly it's pickpocketing, right? Mana Tombs reminds me of the BRD pickpocket farm. Selling flasks of power are way easier. Yeah, that's why I have. Well, I haven't, like I said, I haven't been selling them, but I have like 100 left to sell. They're also a lot more profitable because you get to profit off of all the procs. Maelstrom says it's not real. 500 gold per hour, it's like 50% less than the original most of the time. Okay. Okay, so it seems like the consensus is that it's about 200 gold. Thank you guys for the... Also not saying there's not bots, just annoying because he was saying report everyone. Oh my god, really? He says report everyone? Whoever says that's a fucking jackass. You can't have that and then also get pissed at Blizzard when they fucking nerf it because they're nerfing people's gold farms. Bad takes, bad takes. YouTube for videos, Twitch for live. Fuck yeah, that's how I mean, I think that is, that is the best way. I've been fortunate, if you guys allow me 1 minute. I started doing YouTube, I don't want to say seriously because I still don't do it seriously, but in February I started trying to post every day, and the traction that I've gotten in 2 months is fucking wild. I actually just crossed 2 months of being monetized, and I've made around like $1,200 off of ads, which is really cool. I mean, I think I put in the work. I post a video almost every fucking day, but it's been a lot of fun. So I agree, YouTube for videos and Twitch for live. YouTube is just a lot easier to, like, for me, it's a lot easier to just speak at the camera and, you know, post it and have people tell you if you're a fucking jackass or not. So between what price will new rep items flip for? This is where you need to have TSM set up, Booster. Also welcome in. With most items, you can, especially reputation items or like the highly flippable items, which I do have a YouTube video. It's called like, might be called Flipping Guide or How to Flip. I'm sure if you search, let me look so I don't just, okay, I'm getting way too many windows here. One second. Let's go YouTube. Go to my channel. I think if you search flip, it should work. Yeah. Both of these are probably fine. This is the one that I think I made after. This is like one of the original videos that I made when I was just starting doing the guides. This one's probably the better one. But the long and short of it, minus or 80% to 120% is basically what you can almost guarantee. You can buy things at 80% and sell them. You can post them at 105 or even 100, like depending on how familiar you are with the market. And you'll almost always make gold. It might take you a little bit. The problem is with phase one is a lot of the prices come crashing down because there's a ton of like activity in the first phase, in the first like couple weeks. Isn't worried about the boosting nerf in regards to dark runes or the slabs and SP bots moving to skull. It depends, P23. If they consider Skolo a high level dungeon, it could fuck Skull as well. But if it doesn't, then what you're talking about I think will happen. They will, all the bots that did all the bots that were doing Steam Vaults. Well, I don't think the Steam Vaults one and the Mana Tomb, you're pickpocketing. I don't know how that works because I don't think they were clear about pickpocketing. It's like mob drop, like loot tables. I don't know how a pickpocketing loot table works compared to a normal loot table, or if I don't know what happens when they in that like 24-hour period where they've had everything fucked. But yeah, if those ones get fucked and they can't get in there, they can always mine and slurp clouds and Steam Vaults, and I think Mana Tombs as well. And you can always do the chests. But if they make it more advantageous to do Skullomance, you'll see a shitload of people in there, and Dark Runes will come down for sure. But even then, like, it comes down to the demand. So what you'll probably see happen if they do the boosting thing is it'll just be fucking impossible to herb out in the open world. Okay, Maelstrom got 3 to 4 Dark Runes. I think that's standard. It takes a lot of focus. That's why I don't like to do it. The Skullomance farm. You do need to like know what you're doing a little bit. Especially if you're a prop pally, because you can get silenced. And then I did it on stream one night after doing literally no research, and it was a little bit challenging. You really don't want to pickpocket because there's always a chance to resist, right? If you don't have Vanish Up, you die. Yeah, that's like the BRD farm. 2 chests, 2 mines per run. You get a 5 runs per hour for the lockout. So I usually flip it. Oh, I see. So it's like it's like a Skullomance, or not Skullomance, like a Scarlet Monastery farm. You go gather all the shit in like 20 minutes and you wait. That's Mana Tombs. I see. Okay. Also, I don't know if you remember, but I was a guy that said, big fan, I keep making money, king. Oh, I do remember that. When you're selling vintage after 2 weeks ago. Finally wait for a live stream since I'm on East Coast. I do remember that. Yeah. In game. Thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's late, but you know, I've got responsibilities, so it is what it is. I do try to post. So like when I post on YouTube, it's all auto processed, the live streams, but not a lot of people watch the live streams after the fact, which makes sense. I should be better about like posting shorts and stuff. I just try to make one improvement a video, and that's just hasn't made the list yet. Ben Lot, this week I played Midnight to buy tokens to cap on Blizzard dollars. Nice. I love that. I have never, I mean, I've played retail a little bit, but like how long does it take to farm gold on retail to get a token? Shocks one, I don't think I've seen you yet, so welcome in. What would you farm with a 70 Bisp Warrior open world? I've done a lot of primals. They fall over like flies, but I'm getting a bit bored of it. Yeah, that sucks. You can do Skullomance. That's not a terrible one. If you want to like, I've heard Fury Warriors can just obliterate Skullomance. You just do one pack at a time. You just never stop. What are your professions, Shocks? I imagine it's like blacksmithing, maybe mining. Will you make a video on Wrath investments this early in TBC or later? It's on my list of videos. I'm still trying to figure out my thoughts on the Wrath investments. Chester mining is what I do. Okay, I see. I'll be honest, you're trolling if you spend time pickpocketing Mana Tombs. Very minor gold per hour increase. Okay. Like I said, I've never done it before. I do know for a fact the videos from 2021 do say to pickpocketing. I've looked them up and watched them. I understand that the meta changes. How low do you think void crystals will get at their bottom? 5 gold. And then how high do you think they will be on the last phase where we can turn them into shards? I think basically you have prismatic shards go as high as 30 gold. Void crystals are down at 5. And there's probably a fuck ton of void crystals. So they probably match somewhere at about 10 gold each. Well, no. Void crystals would be worth twice the price of a... Or is it twice? Hold on, let me look this up. I don't remember if I'm thinking of the right thing. Yeah, okay, it is. So void crystals will probably come up to like maybe 17 gold, and prismatics will go down to 8 if I had to guess. You can look at this. What I'm basing this off of is in vanilla. I didn't play back in last Sunwell, so I don't have the right data points, and I haven't seen any data from that point because at the time the game was not doing super great. But is it Elemental Fire and Heart of Fire? I think the in vanilla that's what happens. So Heart of Fire is very cheap the entire game. Elemental Fires are used for fire protection potions, greater fire protection potions, and then you can start crafting Hearts of Fire into Elemental Fires, and it's a great time to both sell Elemental Fires if you're the one like grinding the shatters in this case. You can like do kind of like you can walk down the price is what I'm trying to say. As soon as the phase comes out, just start selling prismatic shards. Because there's a lot of people that don't know about this kind of stuff. But yeah, I would expect for them to like... I think I've drawn a picture of this before. So hopefully it's the same picture. So like, well, let's do purple for void. Like they started at like, let's say 30. They've fallen. They're going to be down here at like, let's say 5 gold. And then large prismatics have done the opposite. They've kind of done this. And then what I think happens is this kind of comes down like this. And this kind of comes up to like this. And this will probably happen, like this swap is going to be the week of Sunwell release. Hold on, I'm lost now. How low do you think? Okay, to reduce resist for people use spell hit. Oh yeah. Of the vanish. Particularly, a lot of people wrote off Warlord's Draenor Garrison mechanic. That's why people have millions. Oh, I see. Have you seen Arcane Crystal price recently? They have halved in under a week. Arcane Crystals? Interesting. So what I've heard about Arcane Crystal... Oh, wow. That's really interesting. So these I didn't play it, but I think you can use these on trash in... Is it Mount Hyjal? Might be Sunwell. It's one of those 2 raids where you can use arcane bombs, which you need arcane crystals to make. But I mean, the main way you get arcane crystals is by... I think the only way you get arcane crystals is by mining thorium ore. So I wonder if thorium ore has come down too. Nope, not really. Interesting. I don't think you can prospect to get arcane crystals. Okay, yeah, I think those people were trying to increase their you make 600 gold per hour doing. Yeah, I fucking hate clickbaity titles. I try to avoid them like the plague. I sometimes do a little bit of curiosity titles, but I never do clickbait. Maybe I will in the future when I get to be better at YouTube. Hopefully not though. Bend a lot. Oh, wait, go and grab the chest and mines, yeah, and leave. Midnight row. Oh wait, for midnight right now it's harder to make gold, especially if you. Oh, I see. Okay. So you're saying you just have money from the past. Okay, Shock, so you have BS mining, but maybe I do skull again, just clearing all the trash. You don't kill all the trash. You basically clear from, you clear like down into that first left green. You kill Rattlegore or whatever. Actually, no, you didn't even have to kill him. But you should go down there and kill those big skeleton mobs, because those can drop dark runes, I'm pretty sure. And then you kill all, I forget the name of the mob. I think it's like Necromancer or something. $400 gold per hour duo farm on Skolo. Is Skolo really 400 gold per hour duo? That's wild. I guess you get a lot of rune cloth and stuff. Actually, no, that makes sense, because I think Stratholm is, as a paladin, is supposed to be like 300 gold, like 200 to 300. Okay, I think I've worked through all the questions. Keep hitting me if you guys have any more. I'm gonna start working on some bag space management and selling some vengeance wrap. So it's down here. I have entirely too much stuff in my mailbox. J2, I got a question. Stitch Cooper, for large sale items like boar speed, would you just leave it on the auction and wait for someone to bite? If it's a big item, like I'm doing it right now, I try to avoid the auction house. One, because generally those items get undercut really quickly. Two, and that like the sale, like you don't sell as many of them. It's not like alchemy where like it's just a matter of time before people buy them all up. You'll get undercut pretty quickly, and then you're in like an undercut battle, which is never fun, but you know, required. But the auction house cut of a big ticket item like that is just too fucking big for me. If I sell a vengeance wrap, and this is the way I do it, right? So when I craft, this is where I talk about the churn and throughput. When I decide to make an item, like a vengeance wrap, I'm doing the math based on the price right now. So the longer that it takes me to sell it, so like, let me draw a picture. Okay, so like this is the price. This is like the market price or whatever. I've done the math, and let's say it's 900 gold. Or I'm sorry, we'll call it, well, yeah, we'll call it 900 gold. Apologize, my shitty mouse drawing. Okay, so these red lines are going to be a day that I don't sell it. This item can either do one of three things. It can stay here, like effectively stay here. It can increase in price, in which case I make more money. And they kind of do this number, or like, you know, within some fluctuations, but I can either go up or the price can come down. And that can fuck you real hard. So what I do with big ticket items, you know, because we're talking profit margins. So if I'm going to make 200 gold on a craft and then it comes down 100 gold, I just lost 100 gold of my profit margin, and it took me 200 days to sell, or I have to post it constantly. So like right now, this vengeance wrap is trying to sell for 924 on the auction house. I have basically a couple of options. I can wait and not sell it right now. I can post it on the auction house and accept the 5% cut, which means I make 925 times 0.95. I make 878, about 50 gold, that the auction house takes. Or I can try to sell this in trade chat for 900 gold. And when I do this, I just stick to my guns. I don't haggle most of the time. If they want to haggle like 10 or 15 gold, maybe, sure. But I'm just trying to get the sale to get off like the market. I'm trying to nab my profit so I don't get fucked. I was just showing this a little bit ago. You can see like I'm getting messaged, you know, and then I just message them. Wait, fuck. And what I'm trying to do is I just crafted it. If I buy the mats, that's great. But I want to lock in whatever profit margin I decided before I decided to craft the item. That's like, for me, that's key. Because otherwise I'm turning into a flip or an investment. If I didn't want to sell this yet, I would just not craft it yet, right? So generally when I craft things, I craft them to sell immediately. That's what I would do. Like, I wouldn't ever try to, you know, now if you're going to go to bed, you might as, depending on the item, like how much it costs to post. Yeah, sure. Post it. But you know, we'll see. I don't know what RNG you have, but it's better than a lot of people. What do you mean? Around 10k or prospects is where you're nearing the 4% of rare gems being found. 400 of each type. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that, Ben a lot. You say alchemy is the moneymaker. With JC, I can prospect 2,000 ores and make 8 to. Dude, I've talked to a lot of people. You're the only one, so I don't know if you're doing your math wrong or what. But I mean, it's hard to do math wrong and making a profit. Also, what server are you on again? I think you're Dream Scythe Alliance. Yeah, like the pull up an ore on my paladin. Like, this is almost a perfectly efficient market if you look at the. So if you look at TSM, it says if I were to sell all of the gems, I'm at 100 and I'm at the value of adamantite ore is 143, and that's what it's selling for. Also, I was hyped to find out you were ex-military, just separated from the Air Force last June. Nice. Do you miss your time in the military? Yes, I do. Miss a lot of the guys I worked with. Shit was awesome. So when I got out, I was a naval officer, right? I commissioned in 2014. I was a surface warfare officer. I did 4 years in San Diego, and I did a little about 3 and change in DC, and doing intelligence. I was like a liaison between the intelligence community and like my warfare community. I got out because I had a family. I was gone. So in the 4 years that I was in San Diego, I was deployed for 20, or I was underway, not deployed. I was deployed 3 times, but I was underway for 27 months out of the 48 that I lived in San Diego. So I was just kind of like, I didn't want that for my family, which is why I chose to get out. But yeah, I would go back in an instant. It's there's a lot of good stuff about the US military. I got to see the world. Like my family got to move around a lot. My wife, it was just my wife and I at the time. But yeah, I definitely miss it. Oh, I'm sorry, J-Bob. I missed it. Thanks, Killer. Really enjoyed the content. Very helpful. Thank you, sir. I try to be helpful. That's kind of like the main driver here. Just trying to be helpful. Okay, so you're done on TBC because you've made your money. Yeah, this kind of goes back to that you got to do a gold farm that works for you, you know? If you're making money on JC, keep doing it. I was not. And you know, that could just be the time that we play or whatever it is of the servers. But if you're making great money, keep doing it. And if you're not, then shift gears, you know? If you're on Discord and look at the JC corner, someone has a spreadsheet that does the prospect percentage. Let's check it out. I did see this. So when I started the Discord, let me see how many members we're at. If you guys aren't part of the Discord, it's really cool. We're at 523. This is wild. 523 members. I started this seeing like that I get like maybe 50 people to join. But there's so much chatter now that I can't keep up with it. At the beginning, I would follow every conversation. Now it's like I try to keep up, but man, it's kind of taking a life of its own, which is what you want, right? You want, the whole point I made the Discord was for the community to like help itself, which is what, you know, and then the reason that I started doing these live streams, particularly this one, is so that I can do what I'm doing right now, is like answer your guys' questions with a little bit more long form, not in the YouTube comments, not in the, oh, the hand is blocked. Sorry, hold on. There we go. I don't know why sometimes it blocks some people's names and sometimes it doesn't, but it's also public Discord, so. Okay, let me look at this. Also, yeah, this brilliant glass is actually reminds me. I should do this real quick on my paladin. What do I need? Oh, do I have any money on this guy? I don't have any money on this guy. I could buy one. Hold, please. I gotta... Shadow Drain Knight, Blood Garnet. Let's see how lucky we are. See if we can roll a big money Living Ruby, boys. No, so what Brilliant Glass is, there's two versions of Brilliant Glass. So you can't save it. I looked this up. I'll prove it to you guys. Sorry, this is how my brain works. I'll get distracted constantly. Okay, if I go to Brilliant Glass, TBC, see how this item is, this item number, item ID is 35945, and oh fuck, and it can be, oh wait, hold on, it says it's created by this recipe, and then it contains one of these gems, right? These are all the blue gems, and then it has a, see also this one, Brilliant Glass, it looks exactly the same, different item number, 191061. Fuck. No, go away, Google. Look, this one has the purples. So it's a different item. You cannot stack, you can't like pre-make them. Line up beyond until probably midnight, for the 2 hours. If we're having a great conversation, I'll keep the stream up. But if the chatter dies down, I'll probably log off and go do heroic or something. But these Brilliant Glass, it's the same mats, right? But you can get the purple gems, which normally these purple gems only drop in raids. So that's where jewel crafters can make a little bit of extra gold. Okay, I was making Brilliant Glass. Let me backtrack here. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a Living Ruby right here. Go. Fuck. Got a green. That's all right. We fucking failed. Just lost 4 gold. We could have made like 80. All right, anyways. Secret JC. Oh wait, hold on. Let me back up. Anyways, Maelstrom, I hope that answers the question on Brilliant Glass. It's definitely worth it to do later on. Right now, it's also worth it to do because it costs so little. That's the second green in a row that I've had, which is kind of shitty. Danny, I have a career Air Force friend that retired recently. His decided wanted to see the world. He's going to join. Okay, that makes sense. Cheyenne, Wyoming, Colorado Springs, back to Cheyenne. Pretty fun. Yeah, life of the Air Force. So in like my 4 years, I got to go to my first deployment was in the Middle East when ISIS was cutting off the heads of reporters in like 2014, 2015. And I got to go to Bahrain, like see the Middle East. I got to go to like I stayed for less than 24 hours at a Djibouti, I think Djibouti Air Force Base. And then that same deployment I got to go to Singapore. We were supposed to stop before, but instead I did 108 days underway, or it might have been 118. I honestly don't remember now. I think it was 108, which is like at the time it was bordering on the record. 108 days without a port call, and no beer days. And then on the way back we stopped in Hawaii and Singapore, and then on the way on my second deployment I was on a cruiser, not to be confused with a cruise ship, and I did that deployment was I got to go to Saipan, Guam, Japan, Sasebo. We broke, so we had to go get fixed in Sasebo, Singapore, and then we were supposed to go to Korea, Busan, and we were supposed to go to Perth, Australia, but Kim Jong jackass started throwing fucking missiles at Japan, or like in the Sea of Japan, so we had to go steam up north and basically be like, hey fat man, stop fucking throwing missiles. Apologize to any North Koreans in the chat. And then from there, on my third deployment, we went to go play with China, I use that term endearingly, of course. And we played with them in the South China Sea, and then we were the first carrier strike group to go to Vietnam since the war in Vietnam. And that was in 2018. I got to go to Da Nang, Vietnam, which was fucking great. I love Vietnam. And one of my videos actually had a hat. I think it was a market update where I wore like a Vietnam hat, and that's where I bought it. I got like a handmade, tailor-made suit at a sweatshop, basically. And then from there, we went back to, I think I stopped in Singapore on that deployment as well. Rainer, yeah, you get it. And then from there we went down to South America and played with some of our South American friends. I think we did some like stuff with Colombia. We did some stuff with Peru. I got to be in Peru in Lima for like 2 weeks. So I actually did get to see a lot of the world. You know, like I got to see parts of Asia, parts of the Middle East, and then South America. I never made it to Europe though. Anyways, that's a bunch of useless context that you guys didn't ask for. So, been a lot. Secret to JC is like alchemy. The spreadsheets tell you the story. If you buy prospect sell instantly, that's like JC and alchemy. Love it. I love it. As I say, they're one of my favorite items to make money has actually been runic spell thread. That is runic the one that requires the nether? Because I feel like the nether is worth more. So here's my problem with that. And I'm not saying, like, you might look into Hyper buying the Vengeance Wrap recipe, or like trying to go farm like the Spell Strike hood or something, because the nether on these ones, like Vengeance Wrap, the nether on Vengeance Wrap is worth like 200 gold. The nether on Runic Spell Thread is worth like 50 gold. Or no, like 80 gold, something like that. The blue enchants don't need them. That's what I was asking. If you were making money on this Mystic spell chant or spell thread, I could see that being really cool. But I don't think enough of them sell. Which, by the way, all the enchantments, like these leg ones, the for leatherworking and tailoring, could be worth looking at. In fact, I'm a ret paladin, so I don't care because my legs are the same fucking legs for the next phase as well. They're quest item that I don't need to enchant again. But if you're planning on getting a leg enchant tier, you might consider looking at them right now, because they could go up by quite a bit if they're increasing all of the tier loot and whatnot. It means like an extra leg that drops plus the normal leg loot. Yeah, the Air Force kind of gets screwed there, honestly. You guys have all these bases around here, and then you go, you know, fly across the world in a flying black Dorito and say hi to our friends overseas. Mail from Truth Be Told, I didn't expect blacksmithing to make me as much profit. I had 23 primal nethers, nice, and basically sold all of them in tooth grays, 1 to 2 gold prop. Nice. Yeah, the nether mechanic is cool, and it's different for every profession. So like, if I were a blacksmith, I think that these Eternium Rune blades sell too, because you can buy it. Like, I don't know what I've never done the math on this, but I'd be curious to see what these nethers end up being worth. If these add the, well, let's just do the math here. What's 10 times 4 is 40, 120 on 60, plus, what is that? Another 40, so we're like 200. 8 primal mites is 640-ish. What was I at? 200? So like, we're at like 850, let's call it. Man, if you sell one of these fucking things, you just made 1,000 gold. I don't know if these sell, but like if I had nethers, I would consider I call it pre-selling. It's where like if you had this recipe, you could just spam the crafted item, and then you get something that's like, oh, I'll buy it, and you're like, okay, give me 1 second, I need to actually go craft it, and then you buy the fucking recipe for 200 gold. You go and buy all these mats. You go craft it, and this all takes like 3 minutes, and then you just turned your 2 nethers into, even after buying the recipe 1 time, you just turned your 2 nethers into 300 gold each, and then you don't ever need to buy the recipe again. And then you pre-sell it again if you have more nethers. Like you only actually craft it when you have a buyer lined up. That's what I did with Lionhearts in Classic to begin with. And you can do the same thing with like all of these things. Like I think the bracers is the other one that works for you guys, for blacksmiths. Let's see here. I think it's these black fell steel. You can do the same thing with these. I don't know what they're worth. 15 times 12. We'll do 15 times 14. 15 times 14 is 210. Get out of the way. 6 times 8 is what? 48 plus 48. 258. They sell for 460. So 1 nether's worth 200 gold. Roughly like 100. It's probably 150. But like that's what I would do. Now. That recipe is a little bit more expensive, so you'd have to sell several of these, but it looks like several of them do sell a day. It's a damn Missileer base is the middle of nowhere. Oh yeah, I have a funny story about that real quick. My wife and I were moving cross country when we moved from San Diego to DC, and we ended up in Lusk, Nebraska, which there's an Air Force base right there. I'm pretty sure it's probably like a nuclear silo or something. But we went to go get like groceries because we're we're living in my Jeep as we travel cross country, and there was a fucking oh god, what's it called? A hearse, like that carries coffins. There was a hearse at a Safeway getting groceries, which I thought was fucking wild. I don't remember if there was a body in the hearse, but I was like, this dude is just getting groceries at in a fucking body carrying car. I just thought it was weird. Anyways, Lusk, great place. Gilly sold 3 Eternity Rune blades. Fuck yeah, dude. That's a lot of gold. If you have extra nethers, I consider doing what I was saying, like pre-sell them. Okay, sold each nether for 750, so 804 gold. Jesus Christ. Oh wait, are you crafting them, or are you selling your nethers? Because I feel like you'd have to, like, with most of the professions, especially now that nethers are like a limited resource and the bots can't compete with you, you're much better off selling like the crafted ones and not selling your nether. I need to remember to keep trying to sell this vengeance wrap. The rods business can be good. I agree. There's a lot of people that do it though. I tried to do it last time. Sab, welcome back, sir. Quick question. Got 2 times haste potion pass turn, 2 times destruction, and 4 times mage blood. Should I sell in phase 2 or later phases? More profit. I wouldn't worry about when you sell it, which phase. I would sell it based on a spike. So like, you see what it is right now. They're at 107%. If you saw them at like 120, like look at when there's several on the auction house, or when there's not several. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the auction house right now. If you sold them when they are when there's like 2 or even 1, that's when you could like, that's when I would try to post them. But like 107%, that's not bad. I would I don't think they go much higher than here. I could be wrong, but generally recipes go down in price over time, with the exception of phase 1. Rosman, I'd love getting retired Hearst. Yeah, dude, that'd be sick. Selling another's not crafting. Okay, so Maelstrom, I would try doing what I said and like try to pre-sell it, and then you're not taking that risk. You know, and I'm telling you, I speak from experience. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at how many people will do it, because when I first started selling Lionheart helms, right? This is a 2,700 at the time. They were like 2,700 gold in classic vanilla money. That's 3 times the cost of an epic mount. That's like buying a 15,000 gold thing in TBC. A lot of people wanted them pre-crafted because then they didn't have to take it was one transaction. It wasn't like, here, let me give you 2,000 gold worth of mats and then you give me the item after you craft it. It was like, here, let me give you 2,700 gold and you give me the item. One trade. I don't have to worry about getting scammed. So what you can do is you can pre-sell the item, like I was saying, and just there's no risk. There's no skin in the game. Just try to pre-sell it. And then as soon as you get a buyer lined up, you invite them into your party and you say, I just need to go craft it. And that's when you go and you do all the stuff. They'll wait. Once they've made the decision to buy, 99% of the time, they're not going to like unmake that decision. So if you've agreed on the price, you know, you could say, and just make it a lot cheaper. The thing about these Rune Eternium blades, the profit margin on that is fucking crazy. If I did the math right on stream, public math. Runed. Okay, apparently I can't spell, so of course there's a million things called runed. Like, I think the profit on that, I mean, oh, you know what, I see the market value is actually 1,600 gold, but I think that's still pretty fucking good. But like when they're 1,900 gold, you just advertise it for 1,700 gold. Like you spam in the trade chat, want to sell Rune Eternium or Eternium Rune Blade. That's what I was fucking up. Eternium Rune Blade, 70, like, and just put like cheaper than auction house. People message you. They're like, how much? You're like 1,700 gold, and they're like, fuck yeah, I'll buy it. And then you just made like 700 gold. You need like one of those a day to make money. That's literally, that was my playbook for Lionheart helms. And it worked better than I could ever have fucking imagined. Because I used to do what you're doing right now, which is like making 50 gold on a craft. Like what you're basically doing is you're selling your nethers. I used to sell it for tips, right? I would craft the item for free and they would tip me whatever they wanted. Most people tipped like 50 gold. But where I unlocked like the massive money is when I started selling them crafted. And I would make like 10 times the amount. Sometimes I would make 500 gold on a single Lionheart helm, which is wild in vanilla money. That's half of amount. Just try it, like the pre-selling it. I told Ale, who's I think gonna be on, I gotta talk to him and see if he wants to come on and talk Classic Plus. But I told Ale to do the same thing with the he's Dream Scythe. Or no, I'm sorry, he's Night Slayer Alliance. But you could do the same thing with like these like Wild Guard and Ice Guard breastplates, because they also are very expensive. But you could pre-sell them, and then like you just say you're crafting or whatever, you're selling the item. Don't say you're crafting it. Say you're selling the item. When people, and just say cheaper than auction house, when people whisper you about it, just tell them what your crafted price is that you've already built in a profit margin is. Don't actually craft the item. So you might have all the mats in your inventory, but like primals you can resell pretty easily and not lose your ass on. Felsteel bars are probably pretty stable right now. So you can just resell them if you don't sell them, if you don't sell the item. And it's win-win, right? Hand of Eternity, I see it's 2.1k in the auction house. Hand of Eternity, what is that? Yes, this is the healer version of that Eternium Rune Blade. Same thing, same strategy. The recipe you just have to buy one time, and for your like getting your toes wet, don't buy the recipe until you find somebody to craft. If I were a blacksmith, this would be my strategy. And then like you could supplement with the enchanting rods. You could supplement with the sharpening stones or the weight stones. Like you can do all the other stuff, but blacksmithing is a cool one because not a lot of people think it's good for making money. Yeah, don't go by how many are in the auction house. Just go by what the price is. Like on our, let me look at Hand of Eternity. On our auction house, 0.345, so like one sells every 3 days that TSM sees. But that could be fine, like if you're spamming. Oh, this motherfucker. I gotta check Vengeance Trap real quick. Yeah, we're still good. And see, the reason I'm not willing to negotiate on this price is because I know what these are worth because I've been selling a bunch of them. Which is why when people come and when you know a market like this, it doesn't matter what it is. When you know it like the back of your hand, you know that if you just wait like within 24 hours, the price will come back up if it's cheap right now. So then you're like, well, I'm just not going to fucking sell because I know the price is going to come back up. I mean, stuff will fall, but like you watch it a lot more. So if somebody wanted to haggle me right now and they were like, well, I'll give you $8.75. It's like, why would I do that when I can just wait 2 days, have the same item and make an extra 50 gold? Like, unless I need that 25 gold, which I obviously don't right now. I actually need to spend down my gold again. I have too much. Terracone's kind of good. How much terracone do I have? I'll buy some of this. Co-monkeys, yes. Tailoring is what has been my main moneymaker this like last week or two. Vengeance wraps have been good. You've got a little bit of like a burden to entry, which is actually a good thing for making money. Is it time to start trimming my Mana Thistle and Netherbloom stash boss? No. Mana Thistle, yes. I would start converting it into flasks, and you could either hold the flask for a little bit or like no more than a week. But yeah, I think in the next week and a half you try to sell. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm doing right now. Netherbloom, no, definitely not Netherbloom. If you see Netherbloom profitable, then you could sell and then buy back in almost immediately. I've been doing that last week, but I wouldn't like sell off your major investments, Rain. Oops, my bad. I'm gonna go Flask Master and make myself consume next week. Yep, love that. Love that strategy. And then if flasks go crazy, you sell. That was my plan with, I think I showed you guys I had like however many flasks I crafted, 40 flasks. I was hoping some of those get bounced back, but they all fucking sold, which means I posted them for too cheap. Lovely. But co-monkeys, or KO monkeys, I think the other way you can make money with tailoring right now is if you have an enchanter. There's a couple of ways you can do some shuffles with large prismatics that aren't like great gold, but they are like some gold. You can do I mean, you can do the enchant in the leg spell threads, which is not as good money as the other like crafted items, like I was saying a little bit earlier. But yeah, there's definitely great ways to make money with tailoring right now. I think bags are even profitable right now, which is kind of fucking wild. Yeah, Netherweave bags are 5 gold profit, and normal bags are 1 gold. So you can even do just like go the normal tailor bag route. $1.5 gold depending on the day. That's the shitty bags or the good bags? I've been D'ing Arcane Wave bracers. I'm supporting all my large. Yeah, I love that. Do you ever find it surreal that people want to consume the content you create? Every fucking day that I've been doing this. I tried streaming a really long time ago and wasn't super into it because I stopped curious about. Yeah, so I've been debating making like a video on like the progression of the channel. Part of me thinks it's a little cringe and like unhumble. Part of me thinks that it's useful to like show people like the route that I took, but yeah, every day that I make a video, my expectation is still nobody's gonna fucking watch this. But I think what my guiding light has been is like I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to deliver value. The Tuesday Thursday streams are more entertainment focused for like reference or for like frame of reference, and the viewership is much less, which makes sense because I'm not a very entertaining person most of the time. I think when I raid with people, I'm normally one of the funnier guys in the raid, but from a Twitch perspective, I don't know if I have that thing. Like my whole selling point is I'm able to help people, which is hilarious. I had some guy, actually YouTube stalked him. He said my gold making advice was F tier. He happened to be I'm pretty sure he was Malaysian. Definitely, like he should. I don't know. I say that because in one of his videos, he was like in a market. He was like in an Asian market that was not America, and I was like, this is interesting. It's, you know, I don't normally get people tell me that I have F tier gold making advice. I expect to be wrong, but like the number of people that have told me that I've helped them far and above outweighs people that have told me that I fucking suck. But that's the world. I let it bounce right off me. I just think it's fucking hilarious. But McMafro, yes sir. Every day. I don't expect anyone to watch. The fact that I don't know even how many people are watching right now, but just that we're having a conversation right now that I'm not streaming myself. And when in 2013, I did an entire summer when I was a college student in between grades or whatever. I did a summer where I streamed for like 12 hours a day or something like that. I don't say every day, but I did a lot of streaming. And I think that the most, oh fuck, these people are talking to me. The most people I ever had watch me was like 5. And I agree. It's like a lot of people do that. What's up, Talix? Talix, maybe we could do you and Ale. I think you and Ale still well, maybe I'll talk to you on Discord about that. Let me know. Let's see here. 16 slot bags. Oh yeah. Okay. So the 16 slot bags sell for 1.5 pretty reliably. That's good to know. I laugh knowing you would see that comment and laugh at it. Thanks, Rainer. I don't know. It's wild that you said in one of your videos that one guy said your voice was annoying. I should have listened to all your vids when I'm farming and love it. Like a background podcast. Love it, bro. Thanks, man. I think my voice fucking sucks. So when that guy said that it was annoying, I chuckled a lot. I think, I don't know. Everyone hates their own voice, so I don't think it's abnormal. I am curious. So I got this new mic, right? I have my old one. This mic I got when I was just about to get out of the Navy in like 20... Or no. I bought this mic in 2020, like mid-COVID. Or maybe end of COVID. And I thought it sounded fine, but it picked up like fucking everything, right? If my dog licked its own nutsack, the mic would pick it up. And I started looking at like, you know, Premiere audio stuff, and because like I've said it many times, I don't do YouTube for the money. I don't need the money. I'm a full-time working engineer. And so everything that I've made, I've just put back into it. Like I bought the camera that will track me, and it's like fun little gadgets that are increase hopefully the quality. Which I will say, if you look at my videos in the beginning until like now, the quality's definitely gone up, which is kind of the whole process. But I bought like the Shure setup, and I've got like the Go XLR Mini, which I learned the Go XLR brand like totally fucked up. Oh wait, this guy fucking no. Hold on. I'll do 900. So yeah, I bought the Shure SM7 DB, which has a built-in preamp, which I think effectively takes over a dynamic mic into a condenser mic at that point, but it really helps all the background noise. So curious to see if you guys can tell the difference. So Rain, I have the Go XLR Mini, and I guess that TC Helicon, which is the group that makes it perfect, have like exploded or imploded or something like that. And sorry, Red Microfroze comment. Yeah, this fucking camera. But so there's like I think there's an open source utility, but I don't know if you guys watch Burnt Peanut, but he streams with somebody called Gingy a lot, and she just like in the last 2 weeks had everything, her whole fucking identity stolen basically at that point, because of, she said it was because of downloading a TC Helicon driver or something, like a utility for it. And so I was like terrified to do it. I actually opened up I have Windows Pro. I loaded up Hyper-V and created a VM, downloaded the fucking software, did a virus scan to make sure that it wasn't all jacked up. And I've been using it so far, and it's fine. It's a little bit of a learning curve to get like all the audio stuff, but that's honestly part of the reason I do the YouTube grind, is to like learn a bunch of shit. I really enjoy it. So I've been working with basically as a shitty audio engineer. Let me catch up. Okay, so don't leave any negative people, please, because you have around 10k gold, 20k. Jesus Christ, man, that's fucking awesome. You should post in the Discord just like that comment. That'd be great in the success story spot. Are you happy with it? Yeah, I mean, I am happy with it now to get it set. I will say it's really nice. I'm gonna be ready for this. It's really nice to be able to like turn up music and know where your guys' sound level is at, or turn it down, and that to be able to just do it really quickly and not have to like go find YouTube. And the way that it works is actually simplifies. This is like too much information for just people that are here for gold making, but for the prospective streamers and YouTubers, it's really useful because in OBS, or I use Streamlabs, you just have one audio thing, and then you control everything else from the hardware, which is nice. Thanks, Sub. Henry, I was a surface warfare officer, so I was an 11-10, which is the SWO designator. My first ship was USS Making Island, which is LHD 8, and I was the gunnery officer on board, so I taught people how to shoot. I ran like the small arms. I had gunner's mates work for me, and then or maybe I should say I worked for them. I loved that group, guys. And then the second ship I was on was CG-57, the USS Lake Champlain, and had a blast there. I was the anti-terrorism officer, where I again like taught people how to shoot guns and did like all the force protection, physical security type stuff for the ship. Were you attached to the Marine Corps or as a corpsman, or were you like part of a hospital? Or and Making Q+A, yeah. So the Camera of Doom, it's a great camera. It's a 4K camera that has like auto tracking. You know, I can move around and it follows me. It's great, but it'll randomly just fucking shut off. And I think I've figured it out. It has like voice commands. So like if I say like unlock me, it will stop following me, right? And then if I say like lock me, or no, track me. Okay, you fucking piece of shit. Track me. There we go. Fucking stupid bitch. Now it'll track me again. So I think sometimes the voice commands tell it to like, there's one that I had, it was like sleep. It's a tiny OBS or something like that. So if you said like something that sounded like sleep tiny, it would shut down. And I think, so I disabled that voice command. But yeah, this thing is the camera of doom at this point. I do have to yell. Fuck it. Sometimes you gotta get in line. You gotta get these hardware in line. Okay, with the resistance set, that will work the same way. Yes, Maelstrom, exactly. So you pre-sell it. You sell the item in trade chat. When somebody is ready to buy it, you find a buyer and you get them in your party. Then you say, hey, follow me the anvil and you go craft it. It's a way, like, you've got the guy into your car dealership and he's decided to buy the car. You're just going to take him on the test drive with you to the anvil. Yeah, I've been, so the way that this works, I have an NVIDIA GPU, the way the stream works. And so it's a webcam, right? Which is really nice to have a 4K webcam with gimbal motors that make it track. And then I use something called NVIDIA Broadcast to remove the background. So I don't have a green screen. I have a virtual green screen. It's all done with the GPU, which it's a really fucking good virtual green screen. Before the DEF Camp Meldron podcast, I showed them how to do it. Def couldn't get it working, but Mel did. But like, I don't have a green screen. It's all done with the GPU, which is really cool. Jarvis, make me gold camera. Yeah, if only. Think that'd be fucking sick. Okay, you were with Marine Corps. Oh, WASP. Oh, you saw the USS WASP for like a month for Fleet Week. Okay. WASP. I think it's LHD-1. That thing's fucking old. Might be no, 6 is America now, or LHA 6 is WASP. I think WASP is 1. Yeah, WASP class. You've never seen on the ship, man. That's fucking wild. Yesterday you said if you had a lot more gold to invest, you go all in the Nether Bloom. Do you still feel that way? Today Nether Bloom is at 7 gold. Yesterday it was at 6. At the same time frame. So I think that's a little bit of like, excuse me, like weekend magic here. Excuse me, Jesus. But I think yes. I'm not gonna pay 7 gold for it, because I think it goes maybe to 8, maybe 9 in the next couple weeks. And it'll kind of chill there. My thesis with Nether Bloom is that this thing continues to go crazy until Blizzard does something with it. And like haste potion is used by or until people stop playing the game. Like that could be a big thing there too. But there's like no relief RELIEF for this item. Maybe a little bit Sketis, but the amount of mob, it's not like a flask where one Sketis mob can be 2 hours of raiding. One Sketis mob can be 30 seconds of a potion that somebody's going to use 20 fucking potions in a night at most. So with no wipes. Well, no, we'll just leave it at 20 at most. So yeah, I think that if I see Nether Bloom at 100% or less market value, I've been trying to buy it. Like if I could buy, if this was at like 555 right now, I would buy another 3,400 gold of it. That podcast was fire. I hope to see more of you all say the mob killing. Yeah, so I fixed it. That was one of the reasons that I wanted to update the audio, and it was fucking terrible. When I rewatched it, I was pissed. But someone said something, and I'm thankful that they did. The way that I had the audio before was all done through, you know, like I was controlling a bunch of different audio sources. It was just like too many hands in the cookie jar. Now it's like, if you guys say it's loud, I can turn it down instantly, and it stays the same throughout. So like no matter what I do at, you know, when I'm off stream or on stream, I know what the right levels are for stream now, which is really good. As soon as I get the mic dialed in, which after this live stream, I'll go back and I'll watch. I mean, unfortunately for me, I watch all 3 hours. I normally fall asleep to it if I'm not listening to lore videos, which reminds me, for the Quaylen fanboys that I've hopefully helped convert, Came out with another video today. It's a banger. It's about dragons, the dragon aspect. Sab, should I buy Netherbloom for 4.5? Got 900 already. What is the 4.5 market value? That would be the question. And what server you're on? I think you're EU. I think you're the PvE EU, if I remember right. It's kind of cool, honestly, how each server had its own little unique economy. Okay, now that I sold that vengeance wrap, I really need to do some... Oh, fuck, this is why. This is exactly why. Okay, I need to send all of this stuff. Wait. Terracone? Perfect. Okay. Is all this going to bounce back? Okay, this will all bounce back. Maybe I don't send this. We'll just send it back anyways. Why do I have Ancient Lichen? What is Ancient Lichen used for? Maybe Major Mage Blood I was crafting? Okay, hold on, boys. Let me get caught up here before I lose this shit. Okay, send this away. Hopefully the like gets sent. Perfect. Silver Sage, that's for some supreme powers. Some super mana's down. Audio is always a pain in the ass, especially for live stream. Yeah, I ran a live stream podcast and trying to equalize like 5 people at a time. Oh wow, that would suck. Is like what would we know the live stream podcast? Your DC Alliance. I'm blanking. What is DC? Hold please. Dreams. Oh, Dreamside. I bet you mean Dreamside. Is that maybe a typo? So you're still USA. I would. You need to know the mark value. In fact, I could look it up. Okay, so this is your I don't like this regional market average saying that it's 530. Do I have another bloom on me right now? Is this right? Yeah, this is right. Okay, yeah, so this is right. I would probably buy a lot if it was 450. Yeah. It looks like, though, you can get it for his... I mean, if it's 450 right now... Last Tuesday was 440. These spikes are what should terrify you. So those are all people buying all of that, right? Granted, that's only 196, and this is only what is being tracked by TSM. I don't know why, like, population difference. Let's look at that. That'd be the next question. What's the population difference between Dream Scythe and Night Slayer? US. Not that much. Like, it's wild to me that there's less Horde on your server too. Yeah, I mean, I would probably be okay buying it at 450. I don't think that's bad at all. I hate managing fucking bag space. It sucks so much. Basement Bros podcast. Okay. Was just like a live podcast, and you were the, like, you managed the sound for it. I'm always curious, like, how people get those types of like, how do you work for, let's say, Sean Ryan or something? I want to know how those conversations happen, or like Lex Friedman, those big podcasters. Can I send this away? God damn it. Fuck yeah, Sab. Good luck. I bet you'll make money at that price point. I mean, it doesn't make sense why Night Slayer would be so much more expensive. And you have your alliance, so you have more people on alliance side. This is what I should do. I should buy Black Lotus, but it's a little expensive right now. I should have bought this earlier. I didn't know I had a bunch of Dream Scythe or Dream Foil and Mountain Silver Sage. Yeah, then exactly. Jamie, pull up how to get it on big yeah, exactly. How did he find Jamie? Because I think he had Red Band do it before Jamie, right? I don't know. One thing I would encourage you to do and continue doing is repeating the questions in chat for those of us listening while driving, doing chores, playing WoW, etc. Okay, yeah. Jabo, I'm glad that you said that. That's reaffirming to me. Also, welcome. I think it's your first time commenting, so thank you for tuning in. But I was watching a Sarth video, and Sarth is like made it, but I'm pretty sure I want to play DK in Wrath if it comes out. And he was doing like a 25 questions, right? And he would flash the question on the screen and not read it. And I was working, right? Because like a lot of people listen to me when they fall asleep, which is great. I listen to a lot of podcasts, or like I listen to a lot of YouTube when I go to sleep, right? And like half it, I don't know, mentally, when someone just starts talking and you don't hear what they're responding to, like Sarth was doing, I had to keep looking over, like, what the fuck question was asked. So I'm glad that you said that, because I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I do try to read the comments or the questions, especially on this podcast or this live stream. Before we created it, it was myself and 3 other dudes and no one. We were small time, like 405 average viewers per stream. That's still fucking awesome, man. I think it's cool. Like, I don't know if you guys allow me to get on a pedestal. I think in today's world, it's hard to find things like that, like a community or like do something with friends. Everything's so virtual nowadays. That's one of the things I love about the WoW community. like you guys will notice when I stream on Tuesday, Thursdays. Well, Tuesdays with the raid, but Thursdays, and even like Wednesdays, other days when I play. Like if I wasn't doing this right now, I would be doing dungeons with a group of friends. And I think it's something that WoW does really well. And I think men in particular, like we don't mind chatting about stuff, but we have to do it around stuff. Like a lot of times women will just like get together and talk. But men, we will like want to like golf and talk or play a video game and talk. Like we have to do something, which I think is fun. You know, you can learn a lot about people just playing a fucking video game, and you can be there for people too. Like, not to get super gay. We're doing ourselves, but handle a lot of the audio. That's fucking awesome. You learn a lot that way. Fell apart mainly because a few of us got burned out with some of the work and deep passion. Yeah, so a friend of mine in the guild, his name is Lion, which I'm not sure it's the same Lion commenting. I don't think it is, but he had like I think he had a YouTube adventure before, and he lost his like basically passion for it. He kind of burned out, is what he told me. So he's like, as long, you know, I think he said in the very first month I started actually seriously going after videos, like just posting them, having fun. He was like, just be careful not to burn out. You know, I've heard that from a couple people. Our energy easier. It's easier for us men to access thoughts and emotion when distracting ourselves. Yeah, exactly. Not have the excuse to feel awkward about it. Yeah, because we don't want to be emotional. That's like, that's not very manly. You know what I mean? But video game doesn't have to be. You know, you can shoot the shit. You can have fun. I think that's what makes the Burnt Peanut so good. Is he's got that vibe of like you're just sitting on the couch, and he's said this himself. These are his words. He just wants to be like, you know, you went over to your boy's house, sat down on the couch, and you're watching him play his Xbox. You know, I think that's the mentality that that resonates with me. I just got to figure out how to do it because I'm not nearly as entertaining as him. As a bi man with lots of gay friends or female friends, it seems to check out. Fuck yeah. My first roommate in San Diego, he was also a naval officer. This is a random story, but he was gay, and I don't know if you're trolling or not. It doesn't matter. And in San Diego, there's a gay community called Hillcrest. I don't know how popular or famous it is in the nation, but like in San Diego, everyone knew that Hillcrest is like where the gay community is. And one night he was like, "Hey, do you want to go with me?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll explore that." And at this time, I had been dating my now wife for like 4 years. So he knew that I was like normal, and I was like, "Well, are people gonna hit on me because you know, I have pretty fucking massive eyebrows?" He's like, "Don't worry, people are gonna see your eyebrows and know that you're straight." And I was like, "Okay, cool." But like we did all the super gay shit. It was one of the funnest nights of my life. It was one of the only times I've had tinnitus because the music was so fucking loud. But yeah, 10 out of 10 would do again. It was the right thing. Did I say normal? I meant straight. I'm sorry. Normal for me, abnormal for them. Buddy streams, creates full-time Burger. What the fuck is that? And he full-time creates golf content. Okay, still my best friend, gonna be enjoying. Nice, man. Oh, COD. Oh, that's an autocorrect on an iPhone, hopefully. COD content. Okay, yeah, those first-person shooters, man. I was a good first-person shooter when I was a teenager. Now that I'm an adult, I just get my ass kicked a lot of the time. I guess I'm a minority, but I hate how audio obsessed content creation has gotten. I grew up on early internet when audio was garbage. Yeah, so like what that reminds me of is like Nick Merckx or Tyler Wine, how they have like the shitty microphone. They're millionaires, right? So they can afford a good microphone, but they choose to have the shitty microphone because they're I don't say they're cashing in, but they're relying on that nostalgia a little bit. Yeah, my sound adventure has always been about volume and the background, right? Because I don't have a studio or whatever. Like since we've been going, my wife has let in the puppy, like, and let him out like 4 times. Okay, I'm supposed to be organizing this stuff, not yapping my fucking mouth. But anyways, that's the hot take. is it's useful for a community, like talking about your podcast, to just have, you know, like the 5 guys getting together and making a podcast out of it. Like that's the hobby thing. But what you're really doing is you're just chatting with the bros. I don't even know anything about what your podcast was, but it'd be cool. As long as it's understandable in the mixed season, I don't fucking care. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the hard part. That's the secret sauce. That especially in video editing, I'm trying to. So I have some of the people that I really like their WoW content is like Mad Season or G-Bay. G-Bay is a fucking god storyteller. I don't know if you guys have seen his new video. I'm like halfway through it. I'll probably finish it tonight. But those guys, the way they tell stories is just so great. But it's a lot of editing. Because I'm like getting into it, my strategy has just been to have as little editing as possible, get the value out there to try to, like, you know, get more known, and then allow myself the ability to make it worthwhile to make those better videos. But man, those guys that can do that mixing with just like even transitions and all that stuff, the guys that are like the mid-level creators, they get fucking lazy about it too. And I always pick on him, and I don't mean to, but Jerome is because he's one of like the bigger names in like current WoW content. Jerome, he'll do videos that have a lot of edits, but it's a lot of like just like zoom in edits, which is like the lazy way to do it. But he also puts out a lot of videos. Scotty J, he'll do a lot of just like normal, just him talking. G-Bay is like, the way that he tells his stories and the way that like he animates himself, it's very authentic. And he's like the nerdy guy in high school that would have gotten his ass kicked, which I think a lot of us can relate to. But he does it in like a cool way now, because he's like, you know, he's a dad, he's successful, he's obviously a super successful, I don't say super successful, he's a successful video gamer, like League player. I think is where he made his showing, and he was a professional League player. And the fact that he like does this amazing storytelling is really cool. Was watching a guy's vid recently, and his mic picked up birds outside his window faintly. It didn't impact the vid at all, but it apparently upset so many dudes in the comments. Yeah, I haven't had many people. The worst one is unfortunately the video that I was the most worried about fucking up, which was, well, there's been two so far. The Def Camp and Elderon podcast, the first like 20 minutes of that, the audio of the game is totally fucked. Luckily, someone said something and I fixed it. Oh, you stupid fucking camera, bitch. Track me. God, this fuck. Oh, I'm gonna sell this fucking thing. That's what I'm gonna do. This is wild. And then the other one was the add-on video that I made. I made a video about my top 10 add-ons, and I actually really liked the video, but I ruined the audio, not knowing. It's because I was messing with it, trying to fix something else, I was messing with my in-game audio. Like, so these numbers, I was messing with these, and before that video, like not related to the video at all. And then when I went to record, I forgot to switch them back, and that is what Omega fucked that video, to the point where like you couldn't understand what I was saying because the sound was just too much. So I ended up unlisting it and I reshot it with better audio. But yeah, fortunately I haven't had that much stuff because I record when everyone in my household is asleep except my wife. But if I could go back and I'd enjoy more of just time spent together creating fun wacky content. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I used to tell my guild in vanilla, so I ran a guild in Anniversary, and some of I actually got hated for it today, or maybe yesterday, in the hot takes about Classic Plus, which I almost didn't post that video because I wanted to do the content justice. I do think we're gonna get Classic Plus. I know there's a lot of like heartburn about it in the community, and like people don't know what they want. I think all the criticism, like this is fattest, but the super fat guy who always pushes his glasses up, like every 10 seconds he pushes his glasses up. I don't remember his name. Let me find it. But he put out a video today basically saying like, stop fucking talking about Classic Plus. And I wanted to comment so bad and be like, dude, shut the fuck up. But I didn't. Let me look at his name is. I think I've done a reaction video because he just angers the shit out of me, some of his takes. Which is perfect. It's perfect YouTube content, right? Let me see. I'm sure. Wait, maybe I need to go to WoW TBC. Fuck, what is his name? Anyways, I'll think of it. But he put out a video today. It was basically like, stop. JTell, that's who it is. He put out a video today. It was like, shut the fuck up in color, which I appreciate that perspective. But his response is basically, stop talking about Classic Plus. You're not gonna fucking get it. It doesn't matter. No one wants like. And I think if everyone, basically, he was like trying to simp for the devs at the same time as like shitting on. Oh yeah, well I would have to know what to search. I guess I could have searched. Let me find the video. His name is JTello. And you guys should go watch it because I think it's worth like getting angry about. Not really. You should never get angry about. Let me see here. Okay, so this is my military coming through, and I do apologize. But he has a hood on to cover his massive furbolgness. He is a furball in real life. Anyways, I'll stop shitting on his personal appearance because that's really fucked up. But this whole video is about Classic Plus and how you should just shut the fuck up in color. And I think it's a fair take. It's just very infuriating because like if people don't like talk about, so it's called Stop Caring About Classic Plus. The whole reason OSRS is a great game is because people, the community decided where the game went, right? Now, as a counterpoint, understand the community bitched a lot, and that's how we got things like looking for dungeon or whatever, raid finder, all these shitty like flying around in TBC actually. Okay, I've never watched him on stream. That's to be fair. I don't actually hate him. I just I didn't like his one video. I watch almost everything that he posts. I watch almost everything that everyone posts except for like the guys that post 50 billion things like Zarya and all that. But anyways, I digress. The way that I think Classic Plus comes around, or maybe we're like, I don't know if it's even, someone's in the comments on I think Tuesday said there's a difference between Vanilla Plus and Classic Plus. And I think both are reasonable takes on what Blizzard could do. I think Classic Plus is a more has more longevity, right? Like Vanilla Plus I think is maybe like a 2-year game, 3-year game, like 3-year if they do all the vanilla content again. And what I would be afraid of with a Vanilla Plus is like, what do they do after that? What happens to Classic Realms? Like, we can't have something in my mind, and I don't want to turn this gold making, but if you guys have gold making and you want to loop me back into that, please do so. But you know, if we do Vanilla Plus, which people also call Classic Plus, after that, like, where does that arc end? Or do you just keep releasing raid content and try to go? I feel like a Classic Plus being almost like a WoW 2, like a reset, could be just as likely because they went off the walls for SOD, which is vanilla, right? And they did a lot. And a lot of people say, oh, well, SOD was like their Classic Plus, which I think there's a lot of value in exploring that discussion. I just don't know what they do with like the lore if they do like a Vanilla Plus and they release all this shit, or if people even care. Like, I don't really care, but I just don't see how Blizzard could do it, you know? For me, though, it's, you know, I just want a game that's fun. And what OSRS did is they asked the community, this is what I was like, JTell saying people to shut the fuck up. They asked the community, like, somebody would come up with an idea, it would gain traction, the community would vote on it, and if it got enough, well, it was like something obscene. It was like 80% or 90% or 70%, it was like somewhere like high. It wasn't just a simple majority, 51. It was like getting an amendment done to the fucking Constitution. and then it would get implemented into the game. Like, that's really cool. Danny, I totally agree. It was just a testing ground. But yeah, I just think we as a community need to talk about what we want. There's got to be a meaningful way. I guess Zaryu leaked today, intentionally leaked, that he's going to Blizzard. And if you remember, Death Camp and Melderon said that they invited the Nostalrius team to Blizzard. It was like a year before Classic Plus, or before Classic came out. So Zaryu's the biggest WoW streamer right now, a Classic WoW streamer for sure. And so they're inviting him. It's like, who else are they going to invite? It'd be, I mean, I think it's really cool that they're getting traction, but we're 5 months out. No, 4 months out. When is sorry, Classic TBC timeline? Is it August? I want to say August. September is BlizzCon. So theoretically, they should have a working, if they're going to announce Classic Plus here, they will probably have some sort of like demo, I would imagine, but maybe not. Okay, let me get back to the gold making stuff, because that's not, Classic Plus is not the content of this, which I would love to always talk about it. I apologize to JTello for shitting on the way he looks. Nick Mafro, yeah, they're voting on OSRs. Oh, 70%. Yep. Tharman 6 gold this morning, about 20 just to secure cheap shoulder and chance. Fuck yeah, I love that. I used to love the voting system for OSRS, but not gonna lie, I've come to hate democracy a little more each day. I'm fine with them taking feedback, but I want them to follow good vision. This would be like old school game dev, which JTello does talk about. You know, like, fuck the user, kind of like Mr. Burnt Peanut, for example, or whatever, the Burnt Peanut. He'll get a Twitch viewer that says like, you know, don't play this game sucks, and he just like mocks them. That's what devs used to do. But you got to remember, those devs never fucking missed, right? They had Warcraft, they had Diablo 2, or they had Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne, Diablo 2 LOD, StarCraft 2, WoW. Like, they could not fucking miss. Every game they released was a banger. That is not the case of today's Blizzard, right? Not even close. Okay, Rainer, yeah, okay, so for Phase 2 you got your cheap enchants. Fuck yeah. It's gonna be wild in a couple of years when we have a server for every expansion of WoW. Yeah, this is the fear. Like, what do they do with Mob? I don't think they've announced what they're gonna do with Mob. OSRS is goated. That's got to be the lion that is in my guild. But yeah, OSRS is good. It's too browser-y for me. I say they need a separate dev team for Classic Plus. I could see that. I mean, there's a lot of resources that work for retail. And retail makes so much more money than Classic because they have the store, right? My fanfic for Classic Plus lore is that when the last Titan ends, next retail expansion, yep, the Void wins and the Bronze Dragonflight sends us back in time to stop from happening. That would be a good WoW too, right? That would be fucking sick. So I've mentioned this too, KO Monkeys. I believe I'm not up to date with retail lore. I'm only up to date with my Quaylen lore, which is like, you know, Frozen Throne basically. And I believe the last Titan is Azeroth, which is the planet that we all live on. So if the planet wakes up, or whatever, the Titan of the planet, and fights, I don't know, is Sargeras dead? I have no idea. But presumably he would fight either the old gods and murder them all, or Sargeras and kill the Burning Legion, which is like the boogeyman, and then, you know, like somehow win. I have no idea what the retail lore is. I'm just spitballing here. But theoretically, that last Titan, that's been the whole point of the entire lore is Azeroth. So then if that no longer occurs, where do they go? I really like that they lose and you get WoW 2, which would be reset to vanilla. I don't think that's where it's going to go, but that would be a way for them to align the two communities. I don't think they even think of it as one game anymore. They think of it as like two totally separate games, two totally separate communities, etc. I'm pretty sure they have a classic dev team and at least a portion. Yeah, so this is what I would love to talk to Ale about on stream. He was looking at like one of the questions I would ask him. He was looking like dev jobs at Blizzard. Which is a way to tell what they're developing, right? So like unannounced game. Oh, open world shooter. Definitely not WoW. What does this one say? You know who is really good at this shit is the Tesla community. They watch like hiring stuff. I mean, Tesla's like a multi-billion dollar company at this point, or $1 trillion company, I think. So their fan base is a lot higher. But it'd be curious to like see somebody like that watches this shit every day. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that does. But yeah, like you could use these job listings. I don't know if I can search by WoW. China. 5 game, yeah, okay. So I don't know, man. Like I think this could be interesting to see what happens in BlizzCon. But they do have a dev team for Classic, and it is separate, but it's not nearly as big as the retail team. It's my understanding. It's like less than 20 people. A lot of people can't seem to understand Blizzard having multiple teams, and I truly think the OW, what is OW? Oh, Overwatch retail and Diablo devs are making C++ class plus something wild. So my last guild in Cataclysm was called Chill. We had a Blizzard dev in there. I think he was probably like a product manager or something. But his name was Darnath. If you look up Darnath on Mop or whatever they're playing now, yeah, Mop. I think he's an Overwatch guy. But the two GMs of Chill were both former Blizzard devs that worked on Wrath, Cataclysm, I think Mop. But they told us like to some degree how Blizzard like was structured, and yeah, they definitely have different teams. It's very much so siloed, so they don't know what each of the different teams are doing, so that there's no leaks. The access to communication back and forth with the community is so different now. Only like 5% of people use the forums. That's true. Making it then harder for them to get good feedback is what I think you're going for. There should be studies, entire research division devoted to how 1997. Yeah, exactly, Thendry. They fucking crushed everything they touched. It was crazy. The only group that could probably rival them was like the Call of Duty franchise, which I think was Activision. Even like Halo, which was fucking great. They didn't have Bungie didn't have the same like diversity of game or the same run that Blizzard did. Like I think they started making shitty games around, I don't want to say shitty, they started making much less good games in like Halo ODST, Halo 4. Is Halo 4 even a thing? Jesus. When did they stop calling them numbers? Halo 4? I think it is. Yeah, okay. 2012. Yeah, that's when. So Halo 4 time frame is right when I became a PC gamer and stopped playing Halo. I was almost a pro Halo 2 player. I was like sponsored by Hard Rock Cafe for a while. I know you're moving towards talking more about golding right now, but I don't hear many people talking about this. I see a lot of people posting stacks to sell incorrectly. How much do you think this weighs? I see a lot of people posting stacks to sell incorrectly. You mean like having different, like okay, wait, okay. For instance, I see some, oh, you explained. Some people posting haste potions at 1 per stack instead of 5 when I know people buy mostly 5 stacks raid. And I want to yell, yeah, it's so fucking annoying. But there is a strategy. Haste potions is a terrible example, but like flasks is a good example. When I post things like flasks or even like you can do it with primals, you can do it with anything. Enchanting stuff, you should post, let's see if I can find a guy that does it. Flask of Relentless. So most people do like what you're talking about, where this post one, which flasks is a good example of where you might want to do that. But what I do when I a lot of the times when I post is I will post like a couple stacks of 1, couple stacks of 2, couple stacks of 3, couple stacks of 4, and like 1 or 2 stacks of 5. And I will, if I have enough stuff, I will post extra stacks that make sense with how they use them. So like for a flask, if you raid for 3 hours, you use 2 flasks. So I'll post a lot of stacks of 2. If you raid 2 hours for 2 times a week, like most people, then I will post stacks of 4, extra stacks of 4, because then that's enough to get you through the week, right? And you will sometimes have a lot better luck with selling stuff. Even if somebody will undercut you, they will see the higher stacks and they'll be like, oh, I only need 2. I need exactly 2. Or primals is another good example of this if you're selling primal. Because like if somebody says, I need, let's just use a random number. I need 7 stacks, or I need 7 primals. They're going to go here and they're going to look for the 7. Oh, there's no 7. Okay. Maybe I'll buy 3 stacks of these 2 and then 1 5 or 1 1 or whatever. They'll do that shit rather than click this guy here 7. And it sounds crazy to people that watch my channel because we are mostly all goblins. But people do this shit. They will, like, if they can press the button 1 time, this is the whole point of the packaging service with flipping. If they can press the button 1 time versus press the button 7 times, they're going to press that button 1 time almost every time. So, the Wowhead Icy Vein MMO Champ dudes probably watch those pages daily. Yeah, they probably do. That's a good point. I wonder if they have. Why don't they ever post like the job stuff? Danny, I agree. The delay destroys the context, which is why. Oh yeah, I see. That's why. That's the exact reason I went to Twitch. Have you guys heard of Tim Kaine? I also need to be better about reading chat quicker. Have you guys heard of Tim Kaine's YouTube channel? He was game lead for Fallout 1. His channel is fucking fantastic. He breaks down tons of plot twists. Thendry is Tim Kaine. No, let's check it out. I love Fallout. I played a shitload of Fallout 4. Tim Kaine YouTube. Oh, is he talking about game dev? Okay. I'll watch his shit later. So he was a dev for Fallout, okay. So there's a guy named John Stats. This dude. Oh, I should have known that. Actually, I have a best friend whose name is Stats. So this guy went on a bunch of podcasts. You see MMO Champion, Classic Cast, Def Camp Melderon, a couple times it looks like, Theorycraft, S-Fan, like, which is Classic Cast. And then the other guy was Mark Kern, which is this guy. And they both were involved in the development of WoW and did a like did a grip of work, and I think one of them I think this guy John Stats has like a book or something about how they developed WoW. Let's look at these comments. I love reading comments, guys. I don't know how people don't read the comments. It's wild. Alex Angel is notorious for calling out Cargos and Rested XP team and the whole monetization of Classic. I think they have patched things up though. Oh, Alex Central was the one who helped Def Camp Meldar in the beginning. Okay. I've seen those WoW news channels post for job announcements in the past, but it's not common. Yeah, I would love to know. Like, if people watched the people watched those listings and could say like, oh yeah, they hired a game designer or something for an undisclosed game that comes out in, or whatever, an undisclosed game that's an MMO or something. That would tell you that it's Classic Plus. Okay, I think we got this guy's mail done. I need to get the other ones. Right now, I feel like I am drowning in mail, and I have not had a chance to like clear it all. Mm. 5 days. What I'm trying to do is just get to the release, and then I will. Oh, look at all these got bounced back. Ah, oh, fuck. Man, look at these snowballs. That is market manipulation for sure. See that price up 900%. And now these look super cheap. So the reason I have snowballs is because you can use them for Judgment of Wisdom. You can like basically extra craft them. Man, the fact that these are still, kind of want to post. I want to post more. How many do I have left? 424. How much Nether Bloom? Mm, 474. So I'm still at about 900. Yeah, I'm about 900 haste potions. And I have like 4k gold to buy more Nether Bloom. What is that? 4k, a Nether Bloom plus 2. Oh, it's like 10 gold. Oh, it's like 400 extra. Yes, I want to be at about 1200 for that first week. Okay. Recent hours-long documentary vid about early Blizz released recently included a lot of early WoW devs like John Stats, etc. I'll try to find it. Yeah, so like John Kaplan's been making rounds, but he's promoting, or Jeff Kaplan has been promoting his game, Legend California, which it looks pretty cool. Who knows when it actually comes out? Okay, this guy is good. I'm gonna leave it here. Good night to bed, brother. Thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Super cool and level the Jeff Kaplan interview. Did you watch the S-Fan Jeff Kaplan interview while they're talking Legend of California? Hold on, this might be good. Might not be good. This one's called Nuke Drop. I don't like that. No, that's Halloween music. We don't need Halloween music. There we go. All right. Cut bit of stream, not much. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was nice because they were like doing what we were talking about earlier. They were just like hanging around. Thanks for that follow line. And it was cool because they were just kind of like broing out, playing Jeff's game, but they were also like talking about WoW, which was cool. Somewhere I have a bunch of shit, I'm pretty sure, and it might have expired. I'm a little worried. I forgot to have these. I need to go do that quest line. Lion, thank you for that Twitch Prime, man. Thank you. I will continue to say this almost every time somebody gives me a Prime. And someone actually, I think it was McMafro that mentioned it. Might have been Thendry. It blows my fucking mind that people are tuning in. It blows my mind even more that people give me subs or become members or any of that shit. It's wild. Not needed. I'm just a dude playing the game, trying to share what I know because I love the game. And I want others to love it as much as I do. Somewhere I have stuff. But I greatly appreciate that line. Okay, we checked all these. What the fuck? I have all these level 1s with bags and stuff because this is how I manage my stuff. I appreciate you, Lion. And I don't know what the fuck I did with them. I mean, I had stuff and I think I put a lot of it in the guild bank. I sold a lot of it. But now I'm like, what did I do? I'm pretty sure I had stuff left over in mail. This will be probably the last time I pitch it, but we're going to probably go for about another 20-30 minutes here. If you guys are watching on YouTube and you can spare 5 to 10 seconds to swap over to Twitch and drop a follow, it would greatly help me. I'm trying to grow the Twitch following just because it's better for instant comms. I will always multi-stream. Oh, I just tweaked my neck. That hurt. But the delay is a lot better on Twitch. The shitty part is I'm gonna have to go look at all of these characters. If you guys don't know, if you go to like support, and then you go to so that was items and mail, and then you go, or no, it was mail, expired mail, mail return. I don't dox myself. Make sure I don't dox myself first. This looks fine. Then you go, it takes you to this page. I think you can also search mail return or something. This is the problem, is it takes fucking forever. I don't know why. I mean, theoretically, they're looking through all of their databases. LeBron, okay, I'm now close 300 and headed to HH. What is HH? Oh, honor hold. Okay, yeah. Finish training up. Fuck yeah, man. Congrats. Yeah, so the nice thing about alchemy is it does not take that much gold to level up to 375. I will give you a it sounds like you already bought your herbs, but one of the things you can do is you can craft those Mad Alchemist potions for very, very cheap to get skill ups. I think all the way to 350. It's like you can do Greater Arcane Elixir, I think to like 310, and then from 310 you can do like Elixir of Healing Powder Power. I think it's at 310, and then I think at like 315 or 320 you can do Mad Alchemist. Just do Mad Alchemist all the way to 350. The last like 5 levels can suck a little bit, but if they're free, it's free. That's how I leveled my 6 alchemists. I have 6 alchemists. It is, yeah. Everything I just said is all very low cost. And the beauty of the Mad Alchemist is that you can almost always craft them for almost the cost that you can sell them for. Whereas like a lot of the other ones, big rep recipes to be mindful of. Supreme Power is the only one worth it, and I think it's Cenarian Hold, but don't quote me on that. Let me check. The other really useful recipe to get out there that you can farm is Iron Shield, and that's in it's from the second boss in Old Hillsbrad, which kind of fucking sucks. Or Escape from Durnhold, whatever the fuck it's called. The one where you save Thrall. Okay, Alchemy. Was I looking at? Oh yes. Oh no. I want to go to Factions. Cenarian Exalted. Oh, that's Distilled Wisdom. Maybe it's Thrallmar? Honor Hold? Nope. Let me find it. Hold on. Okay, it's Keepers of Time. It's actually the worst one. So this is the only old world flask that's reputation limited. But other than that, that's what's the beauty of alchemy is you can get everything that's required by either the auction house and or I think you can also buy this fucking recipe. Now that I think about it. Let me look. It might be cheap on your server. Let me look real quick. But you can get everything you need to make money from either the auction house or just crafting cheap potions and discovering them. You don't have to like buy you don't have to buy a recipe to make good money. There are some that you can. Like I think Major Agility is one you have to buy, but they're all pretty cheap. This might take a while to look up here. Yeah, so the recipe's 345, or you can just farm Exalted with Keepers of Time, or just not craft Supreme Power. Like you can do the other things, you'll still make good gold. Okay, I was looking for, okay, it's finally loaded. The first one I want to look at is my guy Gildan. Jesus, I have too many fucking characters. Okay. I might need to stop playing this game. Jesus Christ. Wait. Why are these mop? Okay, here he is. Just ignore the characters, guys. Those are not all my different characters. Wait. Oh, we didn't find any mail. Okay, so I didn't lose any cloth. That's good. That means I didn't lose anything. Now I need to check my other character, Bank 3. Okay. So if you have an item that is in the mailbox and it gets bounced back and then it expires, it will go here. It's like one last area, and Blizzard doesn't like you to do this. It doesn't always work. But a lot of times when you have shit expire, you can get it here. Okay, that's good that nothing is here. Means I've been actually pretty good about not letting shit expire. It'd be really cool if they had a button that says, check all my expired shit. Okay, let's check Gilligan. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Okay, well that happened. I am going to check some mana thistle. Were you just crafting, LeBron, well, this whole time, or did you leave and come back? Were you just crafting and listening? It sounds like pretty relaxing. Maybe I should start fucking doing that. Okay. I need to grab this guy. Nice. Love that. Okay. My guy is currently Elixir. I mean, I could do... I need to get a little bit more Black Lotus, and then I need to do... I kind of want to do another Relentless Assault thing. But Mana Thistle is just... Ooh, nice, nice, nice. We're in the money, boys. Let's go ahead and grab all this stuff for under 100%. I think I already have... Oh, I think I already have the Terracone. This is perfect. And I can post these, go to bed. I think Mana Thistle is going to do a little bit more before it goes down. The thesis with Terracone, I'm sorry, with Mana Thistle is that it goes crazy until the release. So we have pretty much 13 more days to make money with Mana Thistle at these rates, and then we have to I'm going to personally let it like kind of stabilize out. Because we have a lot of like market things happening with it. Part of that is the Skedis introducing stuff. Part of it is okay, that's going to drain me there. I need Fel Lotus. Part of it is that we need to let the Skedis stuff balance out. We need to let the extra flask usage balance out. How many do we need these? We have 40. How much mana do I have? 130 divided by 3 is what, 43? So I need 43 Fel Lotus. Perfect. Okay, and then I need Terracone. 7 times 43 is like 255, something like that. 7 times 43. Oh wait, that makes more sense. 21 plus 280. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm an idiot. 301. So I probably have that much Terracone on me. Yeah, okay. So I need to send back the Fel Lotus, and then we're gonna go craft some shit. Figure Friends, thanks for the comment and welcome in. I don't think you've commented before, but a good price for Netherbloom. You're on Dream Scythe, our Hoarder Alliance. We were talking about it earlier. Alliance right now, it seems like the 4.5 is fine. It's on its way up. As a general rule of thumb, you should set up TSM. If you haven't done that, I have a guide that kind of explains it pretty easily. And if you just like search TSM in my YouTube channel, you should see it. But anytime you see Netherbloom less than 100% market value, I think it's a good buy. That's where I'm at right now with Netherbloom. On Night Slayer, that's about 6 gold, 7 gold right now, and on Dreams I think it's like 450. Okay, Synthephil back, Mana Thistle. Oh, and Terracone, perfect. Okay, should be good. I hope that helps. Thanks for your comment, man. All right. I don't know. Does your guys' when you click TSM like bot, does it time out a lot? Because I always have to shift click now, and I've never had to do that until TBC anniversary, or I'm sorry, until vanilla anniversary. My puppy always wants outside, and then he just sits there, and then wants immediately back in. He's a border collie Vizsla Weimaraner mutt that we got from the shelter, and he is a very high energy dog. Our last dog was a German Shepherd, and my wife wanted a pit mix. I wanted a German Shepherd, so we compromised and got a German Shepherd. And then she was super high energy, and my wife basically took care of her because I was deployed. And then she unfortunately passed away last year. So we went a couple months without a dog, and now we have our dog Lucky, who's a mutt and crazy. Okay, so mana, or I'm sorry, we want Relentless Assault. We need more Terracone. I appreciate you, bro. I started your 2-cent video. Okay, perfect. But it seems like such a daunting experience. I'll watch it. It's not. I would love to help you do it if you're down to play for a little bit. I've got about 15 minutes left. It is not that hard. The original like kind of setup, I think you might have to make an account, which kind of sucks, but it's well worth your time. I promise you. Yeah, man, love your stuff. I try to comment when I can. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, let's go craft some flasks. We got 43. We need to try to get some big flask crits here. TSM is daunting, which is why I've tried to like put some videos out on making it a lot easier. And I don't even use a lot of the functionality for it because it's it's not too complex, it's like too much. You don't need it. And I do just fine with how I use TSM. So the biggest thing is getting fuck. Guys, I accidentally fucking dismounted in midair and murdered myself. Fuck. I have not done that in TBC yet. Oh man, that's embarrassing. Fuck. Perfect. Clip it, yeah, for real. God damn it. On the Paladin, I would just bubble. It wouldn't be a big deal. But on the Hunter, I just had to basically sit there and know that death was coming. Yeah, lyrical shit happens. Actually, which thank you for coming in. I think it's your first time commenting. When I was in high school, we had like the year that we graduated. This is like a long time ago. But mine said it happens, and it was like a play on shit happens. I could not agree more, sir. Louis, welcome in, sir. Spirit 5 and Prot 5 scrolls seem like a good investment on EU. Okay. How are prices on NA, and do you have thoughts on it? Remember Spirit 5 scrolls being like 3.5 last time. Let me look for you. I know, so like Spirit, not a lot of priests have Divine Spirit unless if they run like a full caster comp and then they run like that disc build where they get the Spirit bonus. Scroll of Spirit 5. They are 67. Market value is 80 silver on our server, and then Scroll of Protection I think is around the same thing. 60 silver. So I think I don't know if people need these is the problem. The protection, I think all the feral druids, like I'm totally spitballing here. I could be wrong. I haven't seen any data points. I want you guys to know when I have data and when I don't. But I think that a lot of feral druids get armor capped in phase 2, so they might not need it. It would just be the prot pallies. And then the spirit ones with the price, maybe the reason that you're seeing a good deal is because the post nerf. And people might not need it. I'm not exactly sure. Like this theoretically should be worth more, but long and short of it is like, for me, this is, nobody's gonna, parsing is not related to if you have the scroll or not. You might do like one extra cast or whatever, like you'll have a little bit more of a parse, like less than half a point. It's more, you're more subject to crit. So I would just be careful with them. I don't know if they're 3.5 gold. But if you remember them being that way, they're so cheap right now. You could just do it. My thoughts on it is, I don't know who you would sell it to. In fact, let's look if people buy them. That's another thing we can check real quick. So, oh yeah, so 237 of them sell. Maybe as the fights get longer, people will buy them. Scroll of Protection 5. He's the same thing, 200. I mean, you could do it. I mean, anytime I see anything at 70%, I think it's a good buy. It's really hard. I mean, unless the price is tanking. You know, if you buy something at 71% market value, you can almost always buy everything out and then post it at like even just 100, and it'll probably sell at some point. And scrolls don't have a very high deposit cost. Okay. Gotta tell Tiny to fucking chill. So I gotta let the dog in. Let's go here. Okay, I will be right back. I hope to come back to some whammies. What can I delete that I don't need? I don't need those. Cosmic Surprise, thank you for that follow, sir. On Twitch. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. Tiny, unlock me. Or fuck. Yeah, that's the phrase. Fuck yeah. Watch him turn off. That'd be crazy. Okay, did we get some fat procs or no? I have the same thoughts. It feels way too cheap at the moment. Just checked on EU again. Prices for scrolls are a little more expensive, but the sale rate is also up 25% compared to NA. Yeah, the markets are totally... It's weird how they're totally different. Man, only... Oh, actually, we're doing fine. We're doing fine. So it's 43. So we'll see how we do after everything's crafted. 43, what we'd expect is 20%, which would be what? Like 9 procs. So we'd expect to be at about 52 after everything's said and done. Yeah, I would just be careful. I mean, there's most people that are willing to risk it. That's how you make big money, is you take big risks. But it seems like a little bit too much work for the... Like, if they go up to 3.5 gold, that's a fucking great return. But if you've seen my guild bank, it's kind of a pain in the dick to store a bunch of scrolls. I bought all of those 4s, Scroll of Agility 4 and Scroll of Strength 4, in like October, I want to say. And I paid 1 gold for all the Strength ones and 2 gold for all of the Agility ones. Oh, fucking tiny. Track me. There we go. I need to make a shirt. That says track me or something. That's Gilly merch. We are not getting very lucky with the procs, boys. Which, I always wear my Gilly merch shirts because I got like a sample of everything. And I knew when I made it, it was way too early, but I fucking love these shirts. They just feel great, so I always wear them. We are fucked, aren't we? Oh no, we're good. We're good. So this is where TSM will do this. Like it'll double proc them, but it won't show you like the ×2. Because I have now, well, 2 more. Hold on, 2 more. That's what, 5? That's not super great when you get lucky with these extra procs here. We are not getting lucky, boys. At least 1 more. Come on, game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's at least 10%. We've gotten our 10%. Hope that was a double. See how it did that? See how it went jump 2? Oh, a 4 banger. Okay, that made it all worth it. Perfect. Another one. Holy shit. Okay, that's fucking sweet. Okay, this is why I love alchemy, right? So we do all the math for 10%. We just got 12 procs. We crafted 43, we get 55. 55 over 40. Oh wait, fuck. Hold on. Reset. 55 over 43 is 27%. So then that's how many did we get? Let's do the math here. Like let's totally math this out. This. So I'm losing. Oh, I won't totally math this out because I actually don't know what I paid for the Terracone. Well, let's just use TSM's numbers here, which can be wrong. But I paid around 21 gold for the Mana Thistle. The Fell Lotus I paid, I think 154. The Terracone, I don't think. Actually, I probably did pay 164, but I bought it like weeks ago. So then these numbers are probably correct, which means I lose. And then Flask Relentless Assault is supposedly 72 gold right now. So if I sell it for, or 73, if I sell for 73, it already has the auction house cut built in. I'm losing 9 gold per. So that's, and I crafted, let's do the math. So I did 43 times, times 9. We'll call it. We'll round up to 9. Or no, we won't. We'll say 8.7. Wait, that's divided. 43 times 8.7 gold loss. So I lost 374 gold by crafting these. And then what is the value of 12? So let's keep that number in mind. 374. 374. I'm gonna put that here. 374. That might comment on both things. Okay, and then 12 procs is, and I sell them at. Oh wait, hold on. Let me back up. So 0.95. I sell them at 73. Is 69.35 times 12. 832 minus 374. I just made 450 gold there. That's pretty fucking good, right? Hey, somebody subscribed. Thanks for that. Subscribe on YouTube, girl. Corelli GG. Love my videos. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And thank you for commenting. Really do appreciate it. It's been fun making videos. I'm glad that people get value on it. So yeah, in the, for however long that is, I think at about 4,000 gold. Well, let's do the math. What's 43 times 77? So I took 3,300 gold right there and I turned it into 450 gold. Well, you know what I mean. And turned it into 337. I used 3,300 gold to make 450 gold. Now I just need to post these and have them sell, which I'll probably post some of these right now. And then I'll post the rest like tomorrow at 3 p.m. or something. Actually, I will probably just post these for a 24-hour because my 2-year-old's birthday is tomorrow. Well, his birthday party. That's why I love alchemy so much. Like, it's just so much easier to make gold with alchemy. Okay. Now the trick is selling them all. And to be fair, like that's a good haul. I don't want to be I want to make it seem like it's always that. But even if I made 300 gold on that, I'm using 3,000 gold to make 10% of it. That's pretty fucking good for just doing nothing. Should I turn my mage into an alchemist from enchanting? I'm quite liquid poor due to investments. Lucky dog. Come here, bud. Come here. You're okay. Good boy. I don't know. Do you have any enchants? That would be the question. Because enchanting is about to go crazy, right? With all this new. So if you don't have any enchants, like if you just have the base level enchants, then I would consider it. But you could also just, well, I don't know. You could learn like the other boosts. I'm thinking of like if you did one of the old school boosts. I don't know if you can anymore. Oh, you have a paladin's enchanter? Yeah, I would definitely get rid of. If you have 2 enchanters, get rid of one. From a gold banking perspective, I don't know about your rating situation. Hold on, my dog wants out. Hold on. Unlock me. Fucking tiny. Always trying to track me. So you guys, he's trying to show you guys my ass that it doesn't exist. I'm telling you, man, this camera has a mind of its own. Track me. My Pally is main enchanter, even though my mage was the first TBC character I made. And versus Alan and barely 300 enchanting. Yeah, I think I see. Okay. Yeah, I would probably switch especially if you don't have an alchemist. I think everyone that's serious about gold making should have at least one alchemist. So I'm just going to post these at 23 hours. Did I say 23? I'm in 24 hours. And then they'll expire tomorrow if they don't sell. No big deal if they don't. Let's see here. I'm just low on gold right now for any sort of training, so I'm not going to rely on. I'm just going to rely on. Fuck, words are hard. I'm just going to rely on the ready-to-make strat for BS that you said. Okay, that's fine. I mean, if you have the thing about alchemy, it's very, very cheap to level, because all the herbs are like. There's always a route to make it cheap. There's also this website. It's called WoWcraft. You choose your server, choose your profession. So to level alchemy from 1 to 375 is supposedly 225 gold right now. And I don't think that's that far off. And that's to 375, which you don't need to do because you really need to get alchemy to like 350, I would say, to be profitable. Like that's primal might, so it's like 160 gold. This is what I love about alchemy, and this, I'm sure this is wrong. It's not like 100% accurate, but it's probably a good ballpark. Guess I'm leveling with shaman next. Fuck yeah. Is your shaman a alchemist? Oh damn, my memory might have messed with me. I just checked the flipping series from Nick B and he sold Spirit 5 scrolls on raid days for 9 gold. Holy fuck. I'm gonna look into that. That's wild. I wonder if that'll be affected by the post nerf. Do you know, was it on the flipping series? This is what I love about Spirit Scrolls, or not Spirit Scrolls, Scrolls. You can just spend like 500 gold and reset the price by like 25% because there's so few. This is what I mean by demand and supply with these things. There's no great way to farm this shit. It's just like kind of luck. I'll buy some of these. I'll check Nick B later. I mean, these are at 83%. I normally like to buy stuff at 80, but I'll go ahead and scoop some of these up just to try it. I love Nick B. He's commented on one of my videos. I don't think he plays the game anymore. But I'll buy these up to like 90%. Level 22. Okay, nice. Seeing 150 elk. I suck at gold making. Oh wait, Robin. I don't know if you've posted before. I don't recognize your name. So thank you for commenting. Do you calculate the age cost when listing? No, I let TSM do it all. I calculate the so age. The cut, which I think is what you're talking about, TSM takes into account, right? When it tells you the profit. And that is what I use to let me know what it is. Thoughtful TV, thank you for the comment. I suck at making gold. I just ran strat over and over and over on my paladin. Fuck yeah. I've said it many times. I will continue to say it. The best gold farm is one you can do over and over and over and over and over. If you don't get bored, just keep doing it. There's no wrong answer. There's no right answer. I can do this gold making method that I do with professions and flipping and a little bit of open world farming. Not a lot. I can do this for literally years, and I have been. I love it. It's so fun. It's like a little mini game of economy. Okay, episode 9. I'll take a look at it. Let me write that down. I'll put it in this one. Actually, no, I won't. I'm gonna move this over here so you guys can see. Super secret. Nick B 1318 episode 9. Perfect. Okay. I bought some of these because I will check that and see when he sold those. But 9 gold, like, that's fucking wild. Even if you just double that. Like, you guys saw how many scrolls I just bought. 121. And I spent, like, not very much gold. Okay. My itch to be an alchemist is also because one of our resident alchemists, close friend, MIA most days we need pots. Ah, okay. So there's a raid need too. Problem with farming dungeons is not, it's boring. It's just the burnout. Exactly. So the reason, like a little bit of context, in vanilla or in classic 2019, I originally started as a mage, and I could, because in TBC original I was a mage. My mage's name was Rathios, Rathios. I don't know why that name lives in my head, but I don't know if you just never forget your first character's name or if that was just the name. But it was a blood elf mage. And when I started playing class again, I was like, I'm gonna play a mage. And I played a mage, I got him to 60, I had a ton of fun, and then I was like, this is boring pressing Frostbolt on all these bosses. I need to play a different class. So then I rolled Druid. But that mage that I had was like halfway tier 1 bis. So I had like all these items. I had a ton of the tier gear, which was actually really good for boosting. And honestly, really good. It was okay for boosting. And basically, I used that to do every fucking boost in the game. I knew RFC. I knew I could do Wailing Caverns. I could do Scarlet or SFK, whatever the fuck that stands for, Shadowfang Keep. All of the like armory, library, like you can do there's a couple of courtyard pulls you can do in library, and then Cathedral I did. Moradin, I didn't know the 300 pull ever. I had done it a couple of times successfully, but man, those Hydras, they scare the shit out of me. But I did the 180 pull, and then ZF, or not ZF, ZA, and the ZF pull. The ZF one, it used to be a thing where you could like kill the zombies for 50 gold an hour. I knew that one too, and that was before they came up with the Blizzard strat for ZF, which totally nullified any challenge to it. Point being is that's how I originally made my money. Right, was labor. I would go out there and I would fucking grind dungeons, and it was good gold. The problem was I had to play the game, and you can only play the game so much, and you can only farm fucking Scarlet Cathedral so many times before you want to rip your eyeballs out. And that is when I discovered how to make money with flasks. And it was like, for no effort, or for like running to BWL at the time, I would run to BWL and I would craft gold money that I had from boosting. Right, I knew all the boosts. I would boost people. It was a pain in the ass. You got to deal with people. You got to farm. You got to wipe. You'll die. Whatever. All of that heartache that got me like a couple thousand gold, I used to make, or to start my flask grind, which I remember the first time I made like a couple of flasks, and I was like, I'll just see if I can sell them, because it was like 20 gold a flask profit. And this isn't classic vanilla, right? 2020 at this point. And they sold within like 5 minutes. And I was like, wait a minute, I just made 100 gold in 5 minutes? Like, because I was already in BWL from Raid. And I was like, okay, this is wild. So then I started crafting a shitload of flasks. I just put all my money into flasks. And I became so rich that I just bought all my consumes for my warrior. I swapped mains to a warrior. So then my druid I never raided on him because I had swapped. All I would do is like go to BWL, craft like, you know, flasks, come back, sell them. And that was like what I did for gold. I didn't boost anymore. I didn't need to boost. The only time I would boost was in ZG. And that was like if I was boosting myself or a friend, because I didn't need to. I made all this money from professions and it was like a total game changer for me. And then I honed the craft in TBC where I kept doing the alchemy grind. On that same druid that I went and I was a resto druid in TBC. I raided on him again. And then that's where it was like I was trying to do the flask thing in TBC and I made good money. But then I discovered that little thing called fucking haste potion. And I just made so much money in TBC in 2021 with haste potion. And that's where like my background came from. And then I took a break. I got out of the Navy. I moved cross country. I stopped playing TBC and like the end of phase, or like, no, I want to say the end, probably about a month or two into phase 2. It was about a month into phase 2. And I still kept up with the game and I would like log in and do some gold stuff, but I wasn't raiding at that point. I was actually leveling in Psalm. I played an Alliance Warrior. And because I couldn't raid, right? Because I was on a different side of the country. And then in Wrath, I went through and I did again. Alchemy, I made a shitload of money. I would sell directly to guilds, right? The GMs would be like, hey, I have 5,000 gold. Give me a 5,000 gold worth of potions or 5,000 gold worth of flasks. And I would do so much volume with these guilds because I would constantly spam in trade chat that everyone knew my name on Atiesh, and then I swapped to Whitemane, and man, it was like Atiesh Alliance into Whitemane Horde. We faction changed, and then I discovered the Serenite Shuffle, which Serenite Shuffle is the way to make gold in Wrath. There's no better way, in my view. Like, I mean, there's no better simple way. The way that I like to make gold, but it's the same recipe every expansion, every customer base, every economy. It's like you use TSM to find out what the deals are, and then you use your professions to make you gold, and then you throw in a little bit of investment because we're in classic and you know what's coming. You know, it's really easy to be rich. I never did GDKPs. I mean, I could have, but I didn't need GDKPs for money because I had all this money from professions. And it blows my fucking mind that not more people do it. And that like thought process is the core of why I started the YouTube channel. Anyways, thank you for listening to my TED Talk about how I got here. Victor, welcome. Love your content. Thank you, sir. Not much of a gold bug myself yet. You've inspired me to be the last couple. I want to pause there. The amount of people that have said that to me, is the reason that I keep going, right? So I've gotten many people that have been like, hey, I've never tried to make gold. I didn't know it was possible. You've inspired me to do it. And then I'll get people like, we just had a guy earlier, Saab. Hey, I've never tried to make gold. And now I have like 20,000 gold invested and 10,000 liquid or something like that. Okay, so you've inspired me to be a gold bug. Last couple days I've been able to AFK farm primal. Watch this video if you want my thoughts on primals. I think you should sell them quickly, but don't be in a rush and just sell them at any price. Make sure that you're getting, I think you can still get 100% market value for them right now. Victor, I would sell them. So you're looking for a specific time of day. I don't think it matters. Just post them at 24. Just post them at 100% market value and list them for 24 hours. That's what I would do. I hope that helps. Yeah, man, who wins in a freak off, Diddy or Epstein? Jesus Christ, I don't know. Let me know what you think. It's a fucking wild comment. Over in the sand, welcome. Hello, sir. Thanks for tuning on Twitch. Trying to build that Twitch following. So thanks for tuning in there. The instantaneous communications over there is wild. Much better than YouTube. Never try. What's the best way to set up groups in TSM? Just use the TSM website? No, let me show you how I do it. So there is a better way to do it that I don't know how. I think there's actually a group builder, which is what I think you can do in the TSM website. What I do though is if I have an item in my bag, which is the only like shitty part about how I do it, you come in here to like base group, add a group. You could call this like YouTube test, and then you can just like click whatever item is in your inventory. You click add item, and then that is a group that you can then come over here into the auction house, and you can like clear all of these. I don't use them. Again, like I use the core functionality of price for TSM, and I can search, and it'll search major agility. And if I guess I should actually make it a group and not just a single item. So let's add Sanguine Hibiscus and this guy, and we'll add these guys. And now it should find all those items, right? Okay, so it's clearly working. The problem with TSM and TBC Anniversary is it's the auction house. It's not TSM's fault. It really fucking sucks to do this. You can do also you can do auctioning, and like if you wanted to post your groups, and you can do it that way, and it'll look for them. I guess I don't have any in my. I don't know why this doesn't want to post. Oh, I know why. So the other thing you can do is you can go to these operations, right? And then like if you have shopping, you can add the values here to a group, right? So this, for an example here, this maximum auction price, if I put like 0.8 times DB market, or let's put like 0.9, so you'll see what I'm talking about. And then I'll apply it to YouTube test. And that should be enough. And we'll rename this YouTube test. Kind of butchered there. And then we'll also do one over here, like for the mailing. I'll send it to bank 3, which is my bank. And I'll apply it to this YouTube test, right? So, and I'm going kind of quick. I also go in detail all of this in the TSM thing. I love answering TSM questions. One, because I think it's really daunting to set it up. But the way that I use it is very simple. I don't use the full functionality of it because I think it's like how I treat the YouTube channel. It's like too much of a activation energy, use a chemistry term. It's too much of like a burden to get set up in like the perfect way. Whereas you can get 90% of the functionality for 10% of the effort. So anyways, set this up. I'm gonna name this YouTube test again. Okay, so let's test all these. So we did is we made a group with some items in my bag. Let's say I want to search this YouTube test. I hit run shopping scan. See how it says 105% here? This 105% means it's 105% the price that I set in that point. What did I say? 0.9. If I go into shopping, this 0.9 DB market, and I'll prove this to you. So this major agility, see how the DB market is, well, I don't know if this is true, but this is the way it's supposed to work, right? The DB market should be 3.59, right? 3 gold, 59 silver. So theoretically 0.95 would be times 3.59 is 3.4, and this says it's 110% of that value that I set there. So if I multiply this by 1.1, Okay, it's totally fucked. Why does it say 1.1? Is... Oh, I know. Hold on one second. TSM. Operations. I also hate doing this live because I don't actually use all this. So if I do show above max price, it means it won't show me anything above 0.9 dB market. So let's go ahead and rescan this. This should work if I have it applied right. To test. Okay, so now it's only showing me the things that are less than 0.9% dB market. It's like spicy hot tablet. Let's try this again. 36 silver is the dB, is the market value, right? So 29 over 36 is 80%. So this should be 81% market value, or like 80. TSM should show me 81% market value. But it's showing me 91%, and that's because I think it's showing me 91% of 0.9 dB markets, I think. So what would be, is that right? Hold on, let me look. So let's do 0.9 times 36 is 32. And then if I did point times 0.9 on top of that, it's 29. That's what it's doing. So it's, I mean, there's a rounding error there because I'm ignoring all the copper and all that, but that's what the new, this percentage here is showing percentage of this maximum auction price, which you can do to find good deals. So basically, if you're looking for flips, this is why this is important. Let's say you only want to buy, let's say you have a list of items that you like to flip, and you only ever want to buy those items for less than 0.85% the market value, or maybe it's 0.8. And you hit scan, and you're like, okay, let me look here. So these sanguine hibiscus are less than 80% market value. Anything that shows up when you search this way, well, it'll only show you these. Now, if I search without the group search, if I just search sanguine hibiscus, see how they're 43%? So they're 43% of market value, of the full market value, which is the default, and that's what it's showing you here. So that's another way you can use groups. And then the last way that I use groups is the mailing operation, which is is what I showed you. You set up the group one, and then you come over here to setting, or I'm sorry, operations mailing, and you apply it to a character. You can have it keep a quantity. You can have it like send to not send to specific characters, and then you just come over here to the mailbox and you say, okay, group, and then mail it all off. Right. So that's how I was doing the groups earlier. And then I'll show you guys real quick. And so here's those things that I just had. It sent them all nice and neat. I'm going to return them so I don't forget. But that's how I use groups. To answer your question on groups. Okay, I need to go through these last comments, and then I got to get off, guys. It's we go for almost 4 hours, and it is bedtime. Finally paid off Castnet. Nice, Maelstrom. Another quick question regarding to Sam. What prices have you set up for calculating profit? The only thing I do for calculating profit is I change this crafting. I change this number is normally DB market. I change it to DB min buyout. Everything else I use the same. Okay, guys, I got to end the stream there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be live on Tuesday for Raid, and then I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do on Friday, whether it'll be a podcast or another gold Q&A, but I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm going to play some ending as we go here, but I will catch you guys on Tuesday.